This is Steve Downs, the voice of Master Chief, Sierra 117, and you're watching Xbox Ultimate. Now, finish the fight. Chief out.
Go. And hello, everybody. We are live. What is going on? Thank you for tuning in to Xbox Ultimate Podcast. This is episode number 61. We're going to have a fun show today. We have one guest here right now, maybe another one showing up. I don't know right now, so we're going to see how that goes. Somebody might have been playing too many games and fell asleep. So we're going to find that out later. But for right now, I want to give a huge shout out to our guest that I'm actually excited to have on this show. He's actually come on Fun Pop before, and we've gotten to do some podcasting together over with Mr. Boomstick a few times and everything. And he's this excellent at podcasting. He's a growing channel, super nice guy as well. And that is Mr. K Asante. Welcome to the show.
Good evening, fine folks. How y'all doing? Thank you so much for having me. This is really cool. I watch this pretty frequently, so it's kind of a kick to be on here with you guys. So this is really cool. Thank you guys so much for having me.
Yeah, man. If you guys don't see this guy below me on the screen here, I didn't recognize him at first because I thought thought it was like, you know, his little brother or something showed up in his stead, or like somebody I didn't know about, you know, a twin, you know, a clean shaven twin, somebody. But like this man without any hair on his face is here. And hey, what's up, 3-bit? Looking pretty snazzy, dude.
Thanks, man. I mean, yeah, I look really young when I shave. it's a thing. But good to be here, KhAos Asante. It's always a pleasure being on shows with you, man. We need to do this show quickly because we all love Halo. We all want to play Halo afterwards, but we got some good topics tonight. So good to see everybody in chat. I see some awesome people in the chat, and let's get it going.
Heck yeah, awesome people in chat. And I can't believe I didn't. I think just 3-bit's like face
3-bit
just
stealing the show. It's
he distracted me so much. I didn't go first in my heart. My lovely wife, Kaitlin. What's up, baby?
Not much. Excited to be here. Excited to play Halo after.
Heck yeah, aren't we all? And Encyclopedia of Gaming, dating back to the very first game ever created, the one and only Pong Soul. How are you, sir?
Doing great. It's Friday night. I've been at work all day, getting ready to, getting excited. Actually, I've been excited all day to play some big team battle because that's my favorite part of Halo, obviously. So yeah, man, we got some big topics. Let's get down to business. K Asante is here. Always good to see you, brother. Glad you could join us tonight. And of course, having the family here. This is just the best part of Friday night outside of Halo this week. So let's go. Let's get down to business.
Heck yeah. And then mellow fellow from outer space, the one and only Psychonauts. What's up, Psycho?
Not much, guys. I've been playing this big team battle today. Been enjoying it. Just hopped on earlier just before.
Stop bragging.
And I can't stop playing this game. It's freaking amazing.
Yeah, every time I am expecting them to let me down, it's like I'm impressed even more, right? So.
Yeah. If this game, if the campaign is anything like the multiplayer, oh my god, it's gonna be up there, possibly Game of the Year nominations. Just saying.
Yeah, that's the one thing. It's gonna get left out this year, though, isn't it? Right? Because it's like
it passed the date, I think.
Yeah, it's 12/8.
November
so
was the cutoff.
It'll probably be next year if it's still. But then the games that come out like at the end of this year never really even get considered for Game of the Year the next year anyway.
That's like the worst thing. They need to fix because the Oscars, the way the Oscars does it is like in January, like or February, I believe, where it's the year's done, all the movies come out, and that's because it's not really fair for late game
Yeah.
releases.
I wonder like if Jeff Keighley would ever consider moving the Game Awards to like February, right, or late January.
Probably not.
How about just bump back the date of qualification? How about that? How about just make it normal?
Yeah.
Just don't get it.
Yeah.
I just don't understand it.
We did get the date of the Game Awards is December 9th.
Yeah.
So that was an official announcement that was pretty cool. I'm excited for it, but like they're saying, like Halo is going to get left out of that, right? It's going to be a live a show with an audience. It would be cool to see. So I'm excited to see that as well. And you know what? I think Xbox, regardless of if Halo's there or not, could have a presence there because you got Psychonauts, Forza Horizon 5 should qualify. You also have Deathloop, which is an Xbox Game Studio game from one of the Bethesda studios, Arcane. So there's a lot of potential that you will see a heavy Xbox presence at the Game Awards, whether Halo Infinite is not able to be there or not. So, but yeah, you're right, Psycho. Like, man, Halo Infinite is absolutely incredible. Have you been playing, KhAos?
Oh yeah. So I do a serious job usually, and usually during the hours of 9 to 5, I'm a serious human being. But the Boom will probably make fun of me on one of his shows. I was caught this afternoon because Daddy's in here working, and all that the kids upstairs were hearing is swearing, lots of swearing. Why? Because Daddy was playing Big Team Battle all day with Mr. Boomstick and the rest of the crew. So yes, I've been playing it all day. It's absolutely amazing. There are some bugs here and there. Like I caught a bug where if you're in the middle of one of those matches and it kicks you out for one reason or another, sometimes the system thinks that you quit on purpose and it penalizes you. So then you get a user is banned for like 15 minutes. It's that cool thing of, hey, you can't quit a match, which is good. But if it's still kind of buggy and it kicks you out, then it thinks you quit the match. Stuff like that still left to be ironed out. But by and large, it's an awesome experience. It is, once you play that, I can see a good battle royale in its future that is going to come right at Apex. I can see it now because of Big Team Battle. Yeah. It's very cool.
So babe, I got a question for you right now because we'll just make this our first topic because it was on the list. You played Master Chief Collection the other day, right? Quite a bit.
Is it? Yeah, a little bit.
Is it hard to go back to it?
Yeah.
It is.
Definitely. I was like fucking up the controls big time.
Right. Is it like something about Halo Infinite it feels so fresh.
It just feels right. It feels like this is what's next.
Yeah.
I need it. I want it.
It's
now,
coming.
do y'all think that because they've been tinkering with Halo Infinite with Master Chief Collection for like ever. I've been part of the Halo Beta Insider program, and even while they're messing with Infinite, they're also messing still with Master Chief Collection. Do you see a world in where they will bring that control scheme to the Master Chief Collection to kind of standardize? Because I think like that might also help a little bit. It's kind of pushing Master Chief in the corner because this one is so much better,
Yeah, I definitely see what you mean. I think that I would appreciate if they did that.
I think so too. Yeah, it makes it hard. It makes it hard to go back to it.
It really does.
Because it's kind of like the Halo. They're using like the Halo 5 control scheme, but evolved. It's like
kind of tweaked a little bit.
Yeah,
but way better.
What's the difference? Because I'm on bumper jumper and everything's pretty much the same.
Well,
for me,
Halo 5 is left trigger zoom, right? Is standard. It's more standard like FPS controls, like what they've evolved to, right? But still with Halo, the zoom is like it's like Halo 2, Halo 3, Halo Reach zoom, right? Like so it's more like that older school traditional Halo zoom where it's like it's just the offsetting clicking the right stick, right? Instead. But you're using left trigger. The way they do it though in Infinite, like it's so fast and fluid that you don't have the clunky feel sometimes that Halo 5 had using those controls. Like Halo 5, I do better switching it to like recon controls and stuff. But I found myself in Infinite preferring the default control, which is strange because I'm a traditionalist with Halo, right? But something about the new control scheme does just absolutely click for me, and I think it's going to make it easier and more familiar for new players when they pick up the game to dive in and have a familiar feel, especially players that have never played Halo before, right? Because those old controls are a little funny, like get used to, like left trigger, grenade, that kind of stuff, right? It's just kind of not, people aren't used to that. Yeah, big team. Thoughts on big team, babe?
It's really fun. I feel like the map is like so big though.
Yeah.
Like I almost feel like it's too big, but I don't know. Maybe that's just me.
Yeah, that's a good thing for me. I want that like.
Yeah, I
huge
get it.
Pong, big team thoughts. Have you had a chance to try it yet?
Oh, like I said, I've been at work all day, so I haven't had a chance. But I did watch a bunch of people playing it, so it looked exactly what I was hoping to see out of it. So the craziness, again, there's only in Battlefield, and there is also a lot of that too, only in Halo as well, because of the sandbox aspects of it, and you get the vehicles mixed in there with all the craziness. Man, I was seeing some people do just wild stuff today. So that's why I can't wait to get in and try out Big Team Battle, because it's right up my alley. That's what I'm looking for.
Yeah, dude. It's thoughts on like big team specifically, KhAos. Like, did they nail that mode? Because I was concerned about it going into it because I didn't really like what I saw in video from it because the map felt, I thought it was like going to be constrained in certain areas and stuff. But like, what are your what are your thoughts on it?
No, I think they nailed it pretty well. And by and large, it seems like you guys were talking about, while we were playing, a bunch of folks came in, a bunch of podcasters we know were jumping in and out of our chat. And everybody agreed that they kind of threaded the needle between the old Halo and new Halo very well. So traditionalists like it, whereas the new school folks can also have something they like. It's kind of like it's straddling both lines very, very, very well. And specifically with Big Team, I think the reason why that map looks so huge is I think that because the first thing I thought of when they said they were bringing back Big Team Battle, I was like, it's great, but in a world of Battle Royale where there's like 99 players at any given time on a map, Big Team doesn't sound that big anymore, right? 12 against 12, it sounds a little minus, right? And then we were doing some digging and they said there was rumor and speculation that there's possibly more going to be added to that map. So there would add more players at some point. They're still testing that. So I can see that map still holding like a lot more players potentially. And if that's the case, that's probably why there's so many nooks and crannies in there. I think it's great. They did a very good job. I want to see more maps though. I'm hoping that possibly within this this testing time, they may give us like a couple hours of a different map, just to
a nice
just
surprise
to see,
at the end or something.
Yeah, different verticalities, just to see what we're working with, But by and large, I'm usually not a multiplayer gamer, as
really?
I've said on a few shows. Usually I'm not, because I can only do it like right around now when my little ones go to bed. And by and large, I'm not good at playing games that you can't pause, because hey, something happens, you got to go real quick, and you can't do that on those. So, but these kind of games where you can get together with a crew, Mr. Boomstick, shout out to Boom, contacted me during the day and said, hey, you want to jump on, and filled out the crew. It was a great time. 5 minutes in, it was this is perfect. And then the children started hearing me swear. So there you go. I think it's perfect. Like if you jump in there with a good crew, I think the crew matters. You jump in there with a good crew, people you'll have a great time. It is very awesome. Yeah, I think they nailed it.
Right on, man. Like, what's your favorite thing so far, Psycho? From Big Team?
So I love Big Team Battles. Like the map is like, to me, it felt perfect for the amount of players, for capture the flag or all control, and it just feels really, really fluid with different routes to take. Let's say playing capture the flag, it just felt really good, and I definitely give 343 commend on their map building for Big Team, because the other 3 maps that we played on just Arena, we're like, oh man, this doesn't feel big enough for Big Team Battle. So hopefully they fix that. So with this weekend and the map that we played, it just felt really freaking good. The only complaint I will have, it's not really with Big Team Battle, but it's just with the Warthog. It feels spongy. It's easily destructed. It doesn't take much, and I wish they could fix that. It's just, when you're playing against like the other Halos, it felt the Warthog could take more damage. So I mean, they could. I mean, maybe that's to balance what weapons you have that you can actually take it out. But if you have like big weapons, you're easily taking it out. Especially like having the Ravager. That's one of my favorite new weapon in Halo Infinite, and it's really just 2 shots and that thing's destroyed. And which is good for me as not a player that's not on a vehicle. But if I'm in a vehicle, that's gonna suck a lot, because there's gonna be a lot of people grabbing that weapon to stop people trying to capture the flag, or or the onslaught you're trying to do with either all capture or all control or whatever else.
Yeah.
So I just I like what I have felt so far. Could it be better? Of course. I mean, any game, but this is the beta, so that's why we're testing it out, playing with it, see what we like, what we don't like, give feedback, so they can make the necessary changes for the final retail version of the game. And so hopefully we get our inputs put in, and they change some of the stuff that we don't
Delay
like
it.
No, stop it.
Delay the whole
Nonsense
thing.
must end. I'm not gonna even let Ask 3-Bit what he thinks about Big Team, because I'm just afraid he's gonna say something like, "But they still should have delayed it." No.
No, I don't think they need to delay it at all. I mean, there's nothing. I mean, yeah, co-op at launch is a downer, but at the end of the day, there's so much that multiplayer is giving us that we almost like. I'm like, I love campaign. I jump in it, but normally I play it solo, usually for the first time. But I really didn't have a lot of people
the
I
game
wanted
is
to play with.
fire right now, right?
So
fire.
multiplayer is going to definitely keep us occupied for 3 months. I mean, it's that's what they said that it's going to be. 3 months it's not going to be available, and we'll have it in season 2, which is, to me, I don't think it's a bad thing. But other people have different takes, but yeah, I'm enjoying it. So
well, I'm gonna get to this one super chat real quick from Chris Jones, $5 super chat. Thank you so much, sir. He says, "I'm so used to recon button layout, but I might try the new button layout. I like the new button layout personally, so I think it's worth a try. However, I will say flipping back and forth stuff like it takes getting
annoying.
used to still. Like, even though I was familiar with the old school one more, flipping back to it and Halo Infinite felt weird. So I had to. Then it felt weird switching back from that again. So once you pick one, I think is good. But shout out to our guest here. I already introduced one guest in Asante, and we have another man who I think he dozed off, or he got too sucked into a game. What's up, dealer? How are you doing, sir?
Yeah, sorry, that's not like me. I got tied up, and
That's fun.
Hey,
of course you guys.
Yes, of
Not for
course.
the gutter. Your minds will be homeless.
The way you paused right before you said that gave it
The
away.
mayor of Gutterville.
I said, "Oh crap, what time is it?" And I was late, so my bad. And yeah, it's not really like me, so I do apologize. And thanks for everybody joining and all that stuff. I just tweeted it out, and yeah, Psychonauts a fraud, and thanks for joining.
Even when you're late, you're right on time, man. Welcome.
Yeah, no, I just appreciate you joining us and to announce you formally at Dealer Gaming, RDX podcast host, and big member of the community here to join us.
Big
here.
PlayStation YouTuber.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also,
And Stadia.
the
Don't forget.
best point guard I know in 2K. Although we haven't been able to hook up lately. Like you teased me one day where we got to
Hook
play
up.
for like
Yeah.
And
5
I messaged you.
minutes.
I messaged you. You're like, hang on, man. We gotta. Me and the wife gotta watch Teletubbies. I'm like, bro, you can watch that later. All the seasons are on Netflix. He wanted to do it right then and there. So
Yeah.
it was fun though. From what we had, we were shooting good. You know, we just got cut short. That's all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude. We got lots of stuff to talk about. We were talking about Halo Infinite to start with. Have you had a chance to play any of the big team yet?
Yeah. Is it me or is this game held back like hell, or does it actually look really good? Or
I don't know, man. Those
I think it
Gophers,
looks-
those Gophers textures are just rough.
I think it looks good, and fuck the Gophers. I'm, it's all about the fruit and how they have physics and they move now when you shoot. Like the whole thing is so dumb. You got people screenshotting cave walls and Uncharted, but they're mad because people are impressed with the improvements from Halo Infinite, from just a few months ago, right? So a lot of people are happy with this thing. I am impressed with the gunplay and dialing in the dead zones and stuff slowly, but it feels kind of like Halo 3 mixed with something else, and I'm not really sure what. And that's a good thing to me. It feels good to play. I just got to get the controls all dialed in. But I'm just having a good time with it, man. Big team looked good from what I played. Me, Fonz, Colt, and crap. Someone else.
Name
but-
dropper. Come on.
Name dropper.
Well, we name dropper. We were all playing some big team battle earlier, and we were having fun, man. So it's kind of like Chivalry 2. Don't get outnumbered, or you're getting fucked.
Chivalry is
I
ass.
bought Chivalry 2.
That game
We
is
played
such
it.
ass.
We played it
I
one
still
night,
like that game.
and we haven't gone back. I forgot I even own it.
Really?
And I bought it, I think, because you and and all these guys were
Bro.
talking about how great it was.
I'm telling you, man. Like, stick with your buddies.
Yeah, I know, man.
Make sure you don't get flanked, and it's a lot better time. So we'll have to play that sometime.
I forgot all about it.
Yeah.
Now, one thing I want to say about Big Team 2 is I was concerned. I even told 3-Bit I was concerned about this before. Was like some of the videos I've seen, the map layout seemed like it was like going to restrict everybody into these corridors, kind of like they had done like with Halo 4 and Halo 5 on their Big Team maps, right? And like I always felt like they kind of forced the action into too narrow of choke points. But even with 12v12 with this one, the map is so freaking massive, and there's like even though there are kind of those choke points, you can still go vertical on top of some areas, so you can still manage to get those sight lines, right? And then the vault door thing adds a lot to it. Like 3-Bit's favorite thing is stealing people's vault after they've been waiting for it, right?
Yeah. That's great.
The
That's
grapnel
best.
shot too is going to give people more options there, right?
Man,
Oh,
that
It's
thing
going
is
to depend on what
amazing.
kind of power ups you have and stuff, but the
Yes.
game just feels good, and the loading times are so fast. Like,
Yeah.
you're just in. I'm one of those who's like, I've been playing Modern Warfare and Cold War a lot over the past year, and I like the instantaneous spawn. Hit X. You don't got to watch the first 2 seconds of the kill cam if you don't want. And I would like the spawns across the board to be reduced, but other than that, man, I can't. I just like to get back in there and get better.
Yeah.
And it's just a lot of fun to play.
Yeah. The skewer
Yeah,
too
it's-
comes alive with this, right? The skewer is way more fun in Big Team than it was in like the arena.
No, I tried it. Like I couldn't do
You
shit.
gotta
with
hit
it.
the vehicles.
No.
Use it against the
Yeah,
vehicles.
it's good against vehicles. Yeah, definitely.
There are a few hot gates still there, though. You were talking about how they used to funnel it more in 5. There
Mhm.
are a few of them that are, like people just you find yourself in there, you will
Mhm.
never come out, and it'll just be there for the next 20 minutes, just wreck
Yeah,
and
I've
shop.
had
with,
long battles, like in
Yes.
specific areas, and I'm like, I'm still alive. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's amazing, and
Yeah.
people just you spawned, run right back to it. It's really cool so far. It's very interesting what they've done. I'm actually really
Yeah.
looking forward to seeing some other maps of theirs and seeing some more differences and what they're applying there. But so far, it's pretty awesome. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah, I definitely liked when the vehicles get dropped in, so it changes the element of the map in your gameplay, because now you're rushing either towards a scorpion, or you're like, oh crap, a ghost just got dropped, or a banshee. So you're rushing, and then so's the other team. So it gives you that close encounter combat still because of those elements of the vehicles being dropped in, but still it's big enough where it doesn't force you into that. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So you can take different routes. You can take different, you can take the high ground or the low ground, and try to strategize on the map, trying to, especially getting the Scorpion. Because once you got the Scorpion, you're definitely going to rank up some kills if you're decent enough in it.
Yeah.
So it's definitely, it feels a lot better than Halo 5 multiplayer. Personally,
And I feel
Like,
like it's really cool too, Psycho, that like this is the kind of stuff that we're talking about and not like problems, right?
Yeah.
exactly.
We're talking about, hey, this is really cool. Like, hey, it'd be cool if they did this, or like, hey, this is I like how they're using this weapon, or the control scheme is different, and all these things, instead of like, man, this thing runs like ass. I can't get into a game.
Well, if you're on PC, apparently it does run like ass cheeks, right?
Oh well, yeah.
Not really though. Just
I
according
played it
to
on PC.
Pentium.
It's not
some-
Pentium
terrible.
processor using motherfuckers. But you're right though, right? It's a testament to the beta. It's a testament to those who stood up a year ago and said, "I Johnny don't like you. Mountains should be there in the background, no popping, right?"
Yeah.
And all those guys that asked for that stuff, good job. But this thing feels polished. I think that's your point.
Yes.
And
Yeah,
I'm happy with it, man. Me and Paz were talking about today. There is no lag in this beta, and that's that's something I do like.
Did y'all have anybody else here have a chance to play the Vanguard beta?
Oh my
Yes,
God.
I played it. It was
Unfortunately.
awful.
That game is set to launch before Halo. I'm just saying, right? Like, everybody used to compare Call of Duty to Halo, right? It's time, if you're gonna do that for the last 15 years or whatever the hell it was, it's time to do it again now. Compare this
Did you
shit
play
now,
the Vanguard
right?
beta on Xbox or PC, or where'd you play it?
I played it on PS5.
I heard this. Okay. Oh, okay. Because I heard it like specifically on Xbox, it was more egregious than anywhere else for some reason.
Yeah, there was graphical weird shit going on Xbox, but
Polygon
I
mode.
experienced some of the same stuff on PlayStation as well.
On PlayStation,
Like I
yeah.
saw like mirrors disappearing, like crystallizing in front of my eyes, and stuff disappearing,
Boxes.
weird shit. So, but it wasn't as bad as like, the people's guns looking like they are from the Matrix or something. Like
yeah, that was on the
Xbox.
on the Xbox slides. Yeah. I saw a few screenshots. I was like, ooh.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Were they from
Well-
cell phones zoomed in 500% off another screen?
Well,
Not on this
my
one.
problem is,
On Vanguard. Oh my gosh, Vanguard.
No, I'm
is
just
rough.
No,
like
on
those
Vanguard,
people
there's
take those
actually a
screenshots,
problem. Yeah, on Vanguard, I think there was actually like there was the idea that maybe it was done for PlayStation and they didn't put enough effort into Xbox.
Right.
There was actually like crazy graphical stutters in the middle of the screen while people were playing. Really, really weird, egregious things. Not like odd bugs. It was actually very, very weird.
Yeah.
So
It was the
hope
opposite.
they
Like
fix it before.
Battlefield, that's a good point. In Battlefield ran like trash everywhere, right? 2042. But it was by far the worst on PS5. And it's kind of the opposite there, right? Because of marketing deals. So Vanguard is going with PlayStation, obviously.
yes, makes sense.
But it'll be
yeah.
interesting to see if either of those games get pushed back at all. I think Vanguard will make it. Battlefield, like I had heard from some of their team members, that they want 2022. But right now, management's winning for November, and we'll see if that actually hits. But
Yeah.
man,
Cyberpunk
that
what?
game ran trash bad too.
The one thing different also between those two games, and I keep mentioning this, is like with Battlefield, I have faith that they're going to keep working on it and improving it over time, like they have done with 5 and 1 and some of the other Battlefield games. But like with Call of Duty, if they launch it anywhere near that state that it's in, like Cold
That's it,
War
yeah.
still broke for me. Like a lot of times when I try and play,
Ray tracing still doesn't work on that game, by the way.
Yeah.
It glitches the map in and out if you turn it on. Mav,
Exactly.
have you tried
It
it?
was crazy.
Last time I tried to play
crashes.
Cold War, my character's head was floating.
That's
and,
fire.
Wow.
And in the campaign, this is the campaign. My character's head was floating, and then I couldn't advance through the level. So that was it. Like
You got
I was
you
done.
got the PS6 version, yeah.
And that was
Good version.
after reinstalling after I had not played it for months. Okay, I'm
My
not gonna
very
try it
first
again.
match in Vanguard was the match started, and then everybody started like running, right? But my camera like left the character's body.
Ooh.
And I could control the character, but from like a third person type of view.
Isn't that
and it
That's
astral
that.
planning?
That's that new free camera. That's that
Yeah.
new free
okay.
camera.
Okay.
You glitched into the third person
You,
mode.
you
to
were
bring it
playing
back.
Call of Duty Ghost.
Oh, okay.
Jesus.
Yeah.
I remember that one. Oh no.
It really is a testament though to 343.
Yeah.
You know, they've been working on it since, well, they had the year delay, and I keep saying I don't even want to, I kind of want to see another universe where that game was released in that time frame, to see what they've been essentially, you know, working on all this time. But luckily they, you know, had the time to polish it and everything. But it really is a testament, after playing the tech test and certain people in this panel playing the Battlefield beta or alpha, and then playing the Vanguard, right? And then you play those, and then you play the Halo. It's like I haven't had any lag issues on the Halo Infinite test. All of my concerns are just like balancing things, like, oh, maybe you should change this with this gun, or maybe something with the map. But that's just me. You know, I'm a huge Halo fan, but I am curious to see what you guys think.
Matt had a really good point, though, just to double down on it, because it's something not enough people are talking about. No one's really bitching about this game, this beta, and that is very rare. Like that, it really is a testament to that extra year is a primary factor, but just the way it feels, the way Slipspace loads, the texture quality, everything is doing at such a high frame rate on multiple consoles. I played it on multiple systems, and it really is coming together quite nicely. It feels good. People are dying when you shoot them in the face. It's got good physics. They've ramped up a lot of things, and there's no lag, and it's a beta far out. So yeah, I mean, Mav is absolutely correct to point that out. Very good point.
Thank you,
Have
sir.
you guys tried it on the One X?
30 frames.
I tried it for like 20
They
minutes. On the
updated
One
like
X.
60, I think.
It is unusually good. Yeah, it does 60 frames on the One X. It
Is
is
it
damn
doing
good.
it, or is it doing it?
No, it is surprisingly good. Like, because I played it I played it on the Series X, and I played it on my 3080 PC, which would technically be like the best way you could play it. So going down to the One X, you would think it's like, oh, you concessions. It is smooth as butter, man. I'm really surprised.
I need to go back, because when I played the first flight on the One X, it was rough, right? But
Yeah, that was rough
wise.
for sure.
But
Yep.
I haven't played it because that was my experience, so I'm just assuming it was.
Try
good.
it now. It's
But
surprising.
I'm seeing people say
Is that what I'm playing on right now?
She's like, these are the trash.
in the bedroom. Are you playing? You're playing in the bedroom mostly, right? But yeah, you're playing it on the One X. Then is it smooth?
Yeah, it crashed on me earlier when we were
Oh,
playing.
shit.
Well, there you go.
Don't say that.
The box caught fire.
It did. First
Out of,
game.
out of curiosity, I went through YouTube and found somebody actually playing on the OG Xbox, just the Xbox One, just to see. And actually, outside of the frames, it wasn't like awful.
decent.
Like I was expecting to watch, you know, everything load in and all this kind of stuff. And honestly, it wasn't that bad. I mean, again, outside of the frames, but I was pretty surprised.
There's a reason it's like the last shooter they're going to support, really.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, going forward, I'm pretty sure it's Halo, and that's it, right? I think Forza Motorsport is going to be just next gen. Hellblade 2, I'm pretty sure it's just Series X. Fable,
I think
just Series X, right?
I think everything else, everything that's after this year is all Series X and S.
Now they
after
say
this
go ahead and take the Game Pass Cloud app and go have a good day there, Xbox One
Go
fans.
Well, I know,
Stream
I know
Enjoy.
Motorsport's running on the last gen stuff right now.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if they'll
Yeah.
release it that way.
Mm.
But yeah, definitely. I mean, I've actually messed around with that. So that was running on the base Xbox. But again, I don't know if it'll release because it wasn't running the best. So we'll see what they decide to do with that.
Yeah. I want to give a
They
huge
have
shout
options now. That's good.
out. Micah Ford hit us with a huge $20 super chat. Thank you, sir. You're always awesome here. And he says, "Here's to another great show, ladies and gentlemen. Special thanks to KhAos ThEory and DealerGaming for their guest appearance." Yeah, I concur. Special thanks. To
Thank you,
guys.
sir.
And
Thank you, Mike. Appreciate
Obi-Wan
it.
with a $2 super chat says,
Cheap
"There is
bastard.
a fraud here. Exclamation point, exclamation point, exclamation point, exclamation point.
That's his PS5 super chat and like making all the noises in the corner.
Shout out to Obi, who was a guest a couple weeks ago as well. Awesome guy. So hey, Pong, switching course here, because I know we're all excited to get actually to play the beta again tonight. We were watching Xbox 2 earlier with Rand and Jez.
Shout out to Rand and Jez.
Yes,
absolutely.
Shout out to those guys. Awesome show,
Gordon.
by the way. Rand.
40.
And I overheard something. I was in the car line to pick up our daughter, and I overheard them talking about Contraband, and Jez was just like giving some juicy info there.
Yeah.
And I didn't have a chance to like actually hear exactly all the specifics. So we were in the chat hanging out together, and I was like, "Hey, Pong, do you got this? Like, yeah. Do you know everything that they said? Because it was sounding very enticing."
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, no, shout out to Xbox 2, one of my favorite shows. But yeah, Jez decided, he goes, it's not very often Jez, releases information outside of what's pretty much known, unless he's pretty confident. And obviously he's had the documents, and he was one of the first ones to talk about Contraband back in the day. But today he decided to release a little bit more. And he was talking about the documents that he saw. And again, he stated clearly, anything subject to change, obviously during development, but they were talking about, these 10-year plans and these games of a service kind of type games. And he actually talked about how, in the documents that he has, that Contraband is going to be a games as a service. And now later on in the conversation, when they went on about it, he talked that he might have confused both Contraband and then IO, their new one, Dragon, and saying that it was a 10-year plan. But he did say that he, from what he read, he knows that Contraband is more of a games of service that is going to be one of those games that is continually updated as it goes through the years, hopefully. And obviously with success, that's what they're looking at doing with that game. And going that route. It's not going to be a straight up standard one release type game. They're going to continue to expand upon it. So I thought that was extremely interesting. He reconfirmed again that it is going to be based on vehicular combat more so. There is going to be shooting involved, but it is more lined up with vehicular combat, planning out these different heists, to go grab the contraband, whatever that's going to be, gold, drugs, who knows what it's going to be. But it is definitely going to be a
PS5, Series
multiplayer
X's are going to be
exactly.
You're going to steal them off from the trucks.
Yeah, those guys are only partnering with Microsoft because of Azure, if that tells you anything.
They want those servers, right?
The servers are very important to the game. So
Understood.
So yeah, no, I just thought that was really cool. Like I said, the whole 10-year part of it, he kind of backtracked on and said, maybe I was confusing that with IO's game. But the rest of it, no, he was definitely saying that this is the route they are definitely going. And it's good to hear. Again, I have zero problems with games of service. I don't get the stigma against them. I understand that there's been some bad examples of games of a service games that have not turned out well. But we have plenty at this point of good examples as well. So I'm excited about it. Again, a game that can continually be updated with new content and give us that Sea of Thieves. That's exactly the example that he went with, the Sea of Thieves kind of feel to it. Hey, man, I'm all about that, especially
as long as it's a finished game, Pong.
As long as it's a finished game, yes. Yeah. Dealer, now look.
Come on, Pong. You can't let him forget. And there's a 10% of a game that launched 3 years ago.
Correct, but we're taking Sea of Thieves now, sir. Now, sir. After 20 million plus players, right?
Hey, I don't care if it's got 50 million players. Uno has 1 million players. What are we playing? Look, I'm confident they will give these guys time.
Yes.
Right. But that's what we as Xbox fans want, is quality over everything else.
Correct. And we expect that, and we should expect that at this point, especially now that we're here in 2021 going into 2022 with what Xbox has put forth and how transparent they've been, and we know what their goals are into the future, and that that expectation should be set that we get a complete game out of the gate. And if it's not, they need to push it, because they got plenty of other stuff to give us at this point. They don't need to force games out like they did in the past.
Joe Staten says games of service games are never complete.
Well, they're not complete, but there's a big difference between launching with a quality product that's got a lot of polish and feels like an actual product you pay good money for and it's actually deserving of it, and then expanding on it via Witcher 3, right? Like that's why Witcher was so amazing. Other games that are big polished products are amazing. They add big expansions that actually surprise people and add even more, and that's when you reach legendary status. We want something like that, and I know it's not always possible, but fucking try.
Yeah. Try.
Yeah. You know, give me something that's complete, then add to it. Don't give me fucking 60% of a game or 10%.
To play devil's advocate on you. Let me play devil's advocate on you. You said a complete product that you want to be proud to pay for. Technically, he was talking about the multiplayer, which is technically free to play, so you get what you pay for, what you're paying for it.
Well, then give me a paid version that's actually complete.
Well, it's Contraband. It's probably
pay $10 to access
whatever it is, free to play, paid, Game Pass, whatever.
No, I'm with you. I'm with you 100%.
At the end of the day, man, like I'm OG with that. Give me a full game and add to it. I will gladly throw money your way. Like Odyssey. People shit on the game because they didn't play it at launch, but that was a massive.
Odyssey's insane.
Ubisofts best RPG, one of the best of all time. Then they added more, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna buy a fucking Pegasus that can't fly, just because the game was actually a massive polished project that I was glad to throw money at.
Your games,
that gameplay
of you with your Pegasus that doesn't fly.
Is that mean you're part of Pegasus Nation? I'm just.
No,
no, it's not.
That's where they got the
shout out to Mag, by the way. Hey. 3-bit, does any of this Contraband stuff sound more intriguing to you? The game's much bigger potentially than we had realized before.
The developers of this did Just Cause, right? Or am I thinking of another developer?
The other one,
Avalanche is like Mad Max, and
that's the Mad Max developer, not the Just Cause developer.
Okay. What interests me probably the most is the Azure servers and why they want that. Is it because of destruction? Is it because of something in the world that
massive
like
online pool of players?
Massive, pool players.
That's what it's gonna be, man.
I think
they took stuff from Sea of Thieves. Like back when this game was announced, they had said it takes inspiration from Sea of Thieves and some other games as well, but I think you're potentially going to be able to be in this big shared world and like steal each other's shit.
Yeah, like it's Sea of Thieves with cars.
Be amazing. That would be amazing.
Yeah,
we know like
Sea of Thieves with cars, and they're going to meld the instances just like they do with Sea of Thieves,
which will be really.
That's a good bumper line. Sea of Thieves with cars.
Sharing technology. They tend to like share technology a bit. Like I'm pretty sure the Sea of Thieves developers shared their water technology with like PUBG or something like that.
No, that never happened.
Is that
they wanted to, but it never happened.
Oh, they wanted. Okay.
Yeah, well, PUBG needs some of that water.
PUBG needs to share something. They need something share with them from everybody. Fucking game that works.
That game is a little broken. It's kind of fun to play, but it's a little broken.
Yeah.
So I don't know. If anything to take away from it, like we don't know much about it, so that's what intrigues me the most. Just seeing the possibilities of the cloud, because we used to make fun of the cloud, right? To be like the people that talked about Crackdown 3, they're like, really? That's the cloud? That's what it's capable of? Not really seeing the potential of what the cloud can do. And the Azure servers is constantly just improving over time. They're figuring out the tech and everything. So I am most looking forward to that, just seeing what why they even wanted to do this deal with the Azure servers and what that means for the game. Does that mean when you are going in a huge world, you can have like 100 people on one server, or like what does that mean, for the game itself? And I'm more excited for that, if anything.
And when is this slated for? Do we know yet? I mean, is it 2022, 2023? I don't know if they said during the E3 reveal.
It did not, but what I will say is that Redfall surprised me. I didn't expect that to launch within, we're talking about a game that's 6 to 8 months away, and they just showed it to us, so that's nice, and it makes sense because they've been working on it since 2017, but I didn't expect it to come out summer of 22.
Yeah.
So maybe, Contraband is early 2023.
Right.
Possibly, yeah.
I like turtles.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
Shout out to KY Bob, $20 mega super chat, dude. Thank you so much. He says, "Sup peeps? I see you have found someone who likes turtles." A dealer on Xbox.
Well done. Good timing.
Hashtag,
See what I did there, Bob?
Yeah. Hashtag turtles. I didn't think the show could get any better. Was wrong. Work is keeping me from big battle this weekend, but not Far Cry 6 next week. Heck yeah, dude. I'm excited for Far Cry as well. I know there's some that are just kind of like, it's what it is, but I'm freaking pumped for that game. I think it's going to be more Far Cry, which is all I need it to be, right? So, and shout out to everybody joining right now. Thank you so much for watching this. We're talking about the cloud, right? We're talking about the cloud, and Xbox is launching cloud gaming in Japan today, actually. In Japan, Brazil, Mexico, and Australia. So that happened at the Tokyo Game Show, and we have reason to believe that they're working with Kojima as well, and he may have been attracted to Xbox because of cloud as well. So it's not just Avalanche, right? It's going to other creators that are interested. It's also maybe going to help them with the Japanese audience, period, right? Because we know the Japan audience has a really good network, right? With infrastructure, with 5G and all that stuff, and just internet is really good there. People are used to playing on the go mobile games a lot, so I think cloud gaming is a good fit there. And we already know the sales are up on the consoles, so like that, if we see a Kojima thing, which I thought could have been potentially announced at TGS, which it was not, is this like a big Japanese movement for Xbox? No, not just Japan, but Asia. So I have to make sure I correct that. And holy cow, DealerGaming with a $50 super chat. Thank you, sir. Says, I like turtles. Well, it will forever be written in the cards that you like turtles. That now
I actually don't like turtles at all. So thanks.
Okay. Well, now I'm confused. So
yeah, what do you think the point of all this was? Be confused.
It's working. It's working. Oh, thank you so much, dude. I appreciate it.
Thank you,
No problem.
So, hey, Dealer, you want to start with this? Like, what about Japan with that, Xbox? Is this like the next big thing with cloud gaming? Is that going to help them out there?
I know their lips are sore after slurping so hard on that TGS show. Is it me or does Sarah Bond think she's a fucking pelican? Trying to fly around everywhere all the time, flapping her hands while she's talking.
Like this?
Look,
Like this?
Sarah Bond and those guys are doing what they can, but the message is clear. xCloud, everyone here already knew this. We've been saying this for years. That's the plan over there. They don't give two shits if you buy a box, though it's apparently doing decently. They sold 37 of them over the past 20 years, so they're not too worried about that. But what everyone has
36 more than last
36 more. I'm going to buy one too, just to get the weird Japanese power connector. But yeah, I mean, the message in the plan is clear. xCloud, everyone's got a device. They're already streaming crap over there years ago from games. I think the Switch version of one of the Resident Evils or something is, you got to have, all that stuff going on there. So their infrastructure is really good. It's fast. And Microsoft know this. It's a big, big market. And that's why they were catering so hard to get more Japanese voiceovers and Japanese titles up and running. And convenience is king, right? So as of right now, Sony don't have anything to combat this, and Nintendo don't have anything to really combat this on this kind of scale. And when you have a service that lets you build an Xbox game and then lets you click a button to let it be streamable to millions of people for no additional work, that is hard to pass up. And it just enables so many millions, hundreds of millions, realistically, could expand the Xbox ecosystem user base by that amount in the first couple of years or so. And that's massive. So this is a big, big plan. No one else has an ecosystem that feeds into itself like this. Like if you're on PC, Xbox, xCloud, it all feeds into itself. Stadia was fucked from the beginning. And there were actually people that supported that and thought it was going to stand a chance. Like this is a big, big plan. They've been working for a very long time on. And now that they finally got the data centers, the infrastructure, and finally the blades and the servers doing all this stuff properly, we're going to see them execute this generation. And I think it's going to be extremely interesting.
Yeah, and not to mention games like Scarlet Nexus going there, right? And just all the stuff happening, and they're available PC, console, and cloud, available at the same time. In fact, all the games that they announced at the game show were going to Game Pass are all available with cloud, console, and PC. Right, so that's a big deal too. Another $2 super chat from Flame. Thank you, sir. He says, "Dealer doesn't like turtles. Fraud."
Shit, sus.
It's weird. All the last 3 super chats have the word turtles in them.
Yeah,
I don't
it'll
know.
never happen again, man. So just enjoy that.
Yeah, that's what happens with
It's
dealers.
turtles on the show.
Trifecta.
Is there a turtle game coming to Xbox? 3-bit thoughts?
TMNT.
EMT. Oops,
Yeah, we
that
got
game sucked.
the Nick
Yeah.
Stars Pro.
Oh, we do. You're right. That's coming. The dealer apparently won't be playing that game.
No, wasn't
Wasn't there
Shredder's
also a
Revenge or
turtle?
whatever?
Yeah, there was also
Yeah.
a Turtles game.
Where April O'Neil is also the one of the main characters. She's
Yeah,
throwing
but
around
last I
her-
heard that doesn't have online, so it pissed me off.
it doesn't. Oh, that sucks.
Yeah.
That's
No
unfortunate.
co-op.
Local
What the
co-op.
fuck?
No online.
unfortunate.
And last I saw that
Online
it only
co-op.
had a local co-op, man. Like,
Yeah.
That's the
was-
same
like
with the
Streets of Rage,
Battle
Lego.
Shows is supposed to have online
Lego game?
co-op, and it just never got it.
Yeah, that also never got
Right,
done either.
right.
That's right.
We're like,
It
never
only
mind.
has, what is it? Steam has online co-op. That's it.
Look, we're not PC gamers here, okay,
No, no.
sir? We deal with
That's what I'm saying.
enough of PC gamers on a daily basis. You don't got to bring them to Xbox Ultimate.
I'm guessing that
I
Shredder's
tolerate
Revenge
D-Batch
devs,
already. No, I'm just kidding.
they weren't interested in Azure. Come on.
Why wouldn't you be though? Whatever happened to those free dedicated servers
Yeah.
for all developers they were touting back in 2013?
Yeah.
True story. Doesn't make any sense.
Somebody
why
stole
they
them.
took that away. Yeah.
I don't know if they took them away. I think that if you do things through their system, you've got to do things a certain way. And developers took the path of least resistance, probably.
Yeah. There's a lot of those games coming out too. They just have no online, but they have co-op. But like
That
a lot of
Rocky
these,
boxing game doesn't have
Yep.
online. Just
Yeah,
so you
That's
guys
super,
know.
that sucks.
was that retro
it's
that
weird.
Retromania wrestling game came out with no online. I don't know if it hasn't now. It may have been updated. I'm not sure. And moving out, like a lot of these like Team 17 games, like published games, right? They're these indie games. A
Yeah.
lot of them don't have online.
It's weird though. It's like a pandemic. Like numbers spiked for how many people are playing online, and you're just gonna say, nah. Kind of weird. What does it
Maybe
take? You need like an old Neo Geo to run a server for your online game these days. Like it don't take much. Like it's very simple to run through ID at Xbox and get all that done. But it has to take something, right? Or else they would just do it.
Yeah.
Fuck socializing.
Yeah.
Who cares?
If you're like a brawler, like there's certain games that just brawlers
online
need to
Yeah,
should be
Streets of Rage
online,
4
yeah.
has it, and it works really well.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
That is the standard now.
Asante, cloud gaming in Japan. Like, is that the step? Is that gonna kick things off for them and really?
Oh
take-
yeah,
take
yeah.
it?
No, see, and folks have been back and forth on the whole cloud thing for a while. You know, they have a different plan, and I see it. You know, I've been testing it for a while. I was lucky enough to get in the betas way back when, so I've been kind of seeing it get better and better over time. It's never going to be the replacement for local. It just never is. But it's going to be good enough that nobody will care. You know, well, those that don't care, I should say. You know, I'm the type of person I will always watch The Matrix from a Blu-ray disc. But that doesn't mean I watch everything from Blu-ray disc. You know, Netflix is still out there, right?
And that's
that's
experiences
the
you want to make them
option.
better, right?
That's right. You know, that's why they have the options here. And I did hear that during the time of the betas and when they were testing all of that, you know, in various Asia Pac regions and some of the I think it's South Korean regions, they actually partnered with ISPs because they actually have 5G. You know, they don't have that fake stuff that they keep trying to sell us in America. They actually have the real stuff. So they are able to really, you know, enjoy that connection the best way it can be given, you know, without any of the added issues that we get because of it. But even still here, you know, you have a direct connection at your house. I've been using that way more than I thought I initially would. You know, it's a very convenient way to get it done. You know, as you guys have already alluded to on already many times, you know, they haven't really sold much there, you know, as of for a long time, right? So even if you get 100,000 people on them, which I'm pretty sure they probably blew past already, you know, in those regions, that's more than you've had for a long time, you know.
Right.
So as while everybody's sitting there talking about how many plastic pieces of hardware did you sell, they're still, you know, quietly taking it to the bank without selling a single piece of hardware. So, you know, I think it's an interesting road to go down. You know, we shall see if we come to the world where the let's say the Series S is unnecessary. I don't think that'll ever happen, but you know, I think it's a good convenient option, and it's getting better all the time.
Yeah.
Isn't that weird? Asante, like, wasn't that the most pointless console of all time, Series S? And wasn't there no reasons to buy Xbox?
Man,
because
people
the
still
games
say
were
that to
everywhere,
me,
but
and
they're
that
the
just like
best-selling
it irks the
Xboxes.
hell out of me. You know, there's definite
crazy.
reason for that thing. You know, people say that to me to this day. Like my co-host Everborn,
They'll
he still
sit
argues
down
with
and
me
turn their
that
Series.
it's
They'll sit
unnecessary.
down and turn their Xbox One S on and be like, "There's no
That's
point
right.
for a Series S."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
makes no
eventually
sense
it's
at
gonna
all.
be superfluous because the cloud's gonna be so great. I'm like, bro, people still buy LPs today. People still buy CDs today. It may not be the prominent source, but who cares if it's not the prominent source? It is just another avenue to get you to the platform.
Well, just
What's
say
the
the
platform?
base model
Game Pass.
iPhone. Like, it's far
Right.
more relevant
Yeah.
than an
You know.
LP
Well,
or any of that stuff. Like, it
sure,
is the
there you
Xbox
go.
One
Yes.
S that they literally
There you
play
go.
on every day,
Yes.
and they don't even understand it.
The other thing
Uh,
is,
what
it's
did Phil say
inexpensive
in the-
too, right? Like,
Yeah.
so it's that $300 is like what, $100 more than the One S.
It's $100 more than $200. You know, and
Yeah.
that's not a lot for what you're getting, which
Like,
is a
You
fuck
can
ton
get
of capability.
this for the same price as the
Mhm.
Series S.
Same
right?
price.
You talk about
Yes.
That's
capability
crazy.
wise, right?
Do you
Like,
know
this
what
is
my
a piece of
complaint with
shit
that
compared
for a
to
long
that thing.
time? People
I'm
kept
just saying.
saying, "Oh, the Series S is useless," but they were paying the same price for that. I'm like, where's the ray tracing in that thing?
Yeah.
You know how old that SoC is? That chip was
Mhm.
built and released in 2013. I have an NVIDIA Shield, same exact thing. Actually, the Shield is more powerful because it's direct connected to
boot up
hardware.
Valhalla at 60 frames on a One X
Exactly.
or an Xbox One or Doom
Yeah.
Eternal. I was testing that on the One S or the Series S last night, and I'm like, my girl looked over, she's like, "Holy shit!" You know, OLED.
Yeah.
Obviously, it looks amazing, but I mean, I'm comparing it to the Series X version that I was just playing not long ago, and
Mhm.
it looks so phenomenal on
Yeah.
Series S. Like a lot of games do, most all of them are spectacular. What we're seeing, the new update that brings it to 60 FPS, first person mode, and all that. I mean, on Series S, it looks phenomenal. Like it's just the beginning, not even leveraging any of these DX12U features, which are real.
Yeah.
It's a real fucking deal. It's been proven. 30%
Mhm.
savings in performance rendering costs. Like,
30% performance
I mean,
uplift.
and that's
Yes,
just one.
I saw
That's
that
just one
recently.
feature.
Yeah.
Are you guys
So-
telling me that Jason Ronald and his team knew what they were doing?
I'm saying that
Hey,
man has
you
the
know?
finest beard in 6
You know?
square mile radius.
The man's got the best beard in the business, and he knows what he's doing. I'm saying.
and I'll say this,
Yeah.
like, babe, our 10-year-old daughter refuses to play in the living room on the One X because she has a Series S in her bedroom.
Mhm.
So she
Mhm.
only plays
You want the
games in her bedroom
definition of
because it's
first
where
world
the
problems?
Series
Right here.
S is, right?
Just wait. Come 2022, when the X screen, and I know you guys know what I'm talking about. When that thing gets released, I already have mine pre-ordered. I will never be on my OLED again. I'll be in the bathroom like this. 'Cause wherever you are,
the
it's
Xbox
available
Series
to you
S in a handheld.
in a
Yeah.
handheld. Indeed.
I'm
Kids
just
pounding
gonna
on the
put the
door.
HoloLens.
Dad's not here.
HoloLens on the
Where's
toilet.
Dad?
Let's
He's
go.
somewhere. He's probably playing a game. you
Yeah,
know?
I've heard about a Series S
convenient. It's
handheld,
great.
and that thing is right now it's probably running on D batteries, but
Oh no, it's direct connected.
and also a D battery
plug.
pack hooked on
Jesus.
hooked onto
Connection
it. But
plug.
yeah, I've heard about a Series S
It's
handheld
interesting.
that is in prototyping.
Wow.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
Wow. That'd be
Yeah, that's
There you go.
insane.
Yeah.
Shout out
Except
to
for
Vic the
D-batteries.
Click, $5 super
D-batteries.
chat. He says Game Pass is the best thing to ever happen to the gaming world. ... Turtle. Turtle emoji, turtle emoji, turtle emoji. That just
Yeah.
it just seems like the whole sentence was just an excuse to put turtle at the end. But thank
I
you
agree. Yeah,
for the
I
$5
like
super
it.
chat. I appreciate that. All right, guys. So also coming out of that Tokyo Game Show thing was Starfield news, right? So Starfield sounds pretty freaking huge right now because Todd Howard, they're talking about the Japanese localization stuff, which sounds really cool. They're taking more steps there for that game and also Redfall, making sure they have complete Japanese localization, all that stuff. But he also dropped it as like over 150,000 lines of dialogue with 300 voice actors plus. And comparing that, I think he did to Fallout and other games that they've done. It seems like this is like another level, right?
I don't want to put you on
It's-
the spot, but do you know how many lines of dialogue were in Fallout 4 or any of that?
He said
100
100,000 in Fallout 4.
110, I think it was. Yeah.
110. And they don't have the one guy doing 300 voices. They got 300
Right.
voices. Yeah, they got
Right.
300 guys.
And it's some of those
Wow.
actors, because it's 300 actors, right? So some of those people probably play multiple roles, right? Because that's just common for voice acting in video games. You may have one person play like freaking 20 different people, right? So it seems like, man, when we talked about before with Starfield, I did a little video beforehand when everybody was saying they didn't know anything about Starfield and why should people be excited about it. It's like, hey, they've been telling us about Starfield for a while now in interviews and stuff like that, and even going back to then, like they said that game had been in development for a while, and that was in 2018. So you talk about pre-production and all this stuff, going back to probably 2016, right? Dialogue, building the world, right, and building the tech out to where you can get ready to actually fully build the game is what they probably had been doing for all those years. And it seems like this could be the biggest RPG that Bethesda has ever made, and they're kind of like the father of the Western open world RPG, right? So that's looking pretty exciting to me. So, Pong, did you catch that? Like, are you freaking crazy excited?
Right, you know it, brother. Scott Howard. He was on stage. Of course, I looked at it.
Scott
Man, of
Howard.
course.
He didn't have the leather, he
Praise
didn't
be
have the
his
leather
name.
jacket on, though. He
So,
didn't have the leather
look,
jacket on.
Look,
The
this
blueness.
is great. This goes to how serious. Not to go back to the old Japanese thing and obviously the Eastern side of the world, but this goes back to how important it is. This is something that Xbox has been lacking, and this is something they still need to work on: is localizations, languages for all these games. But to have Todd up there talking about Starfield, this is how big they're expecting Starfield to be when it does launch next year. This is a huge deal, especially with combining with the announcement of xCloud going live over there. They're expecting people to adopt this, and for Bethesda to take the next step to go out and have the localized dialogue. And they weren't just saying just the dialogue on screen. They're talking about the actual voice being also in Japanese. That is a huge step for a game of that size. And to hear that this has 150,000 lines plus of dialogue, versus Fallout 4, which was 110. I think Skyrim, they said, was 90. I think I want to say 60,000. Yeah. So crazy. This gives us an idea of the scope of Starfield, at least in terms of how many people, characters wise, we're going to be interacting with, how much, stories involved in this, lore wise, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, no, this is exciting stuff. Starfield's my most anticipated game. They're waiting on it. I wanted it this year really bad, but it's next year, so it is what it is. I can't wait, counting down the days, and this just lends itself to exactly what they were trying to present at TGS. They're really making an effort. I got to give a shout out to them for continuously trying. Whether or not it ever hits over there, none of us are going to know until towards the end of this generation, but at least they're making another push, and they're doing it in different ways than they've done before. Previously, obviously, different management, all that kind of stuff, half steps. This time they are running in there trying to make an impression. And it's not just Japan anymore. Like, Japan's very small market compared to the rest of the East. Now you have, South Korea, China, India, all opening up. That's where the xCloud is going to make a big deal, because those places we already know adopt that very quickly with their mobile and all that kind of stuff. So this is just another one of those indications that this is top priority. Again, whether or not it works, it doesn't matter, because Phil, Satya, they've all come out and said, we're going for 2 billion, 3 billion people. Guess what? They're telling you to your face. You can laugh, you can roll your eyes, you can say that's ridiculous. If they want to do that, this is the kind of stuff that they have to do, and they got to do more of it going forward. But this is fantastic. And of course, like I said, Starfield, I can't wait, man. This is God Howard's baby. He's been holding on to this thing for 25 years, waiting to push it out. And I can't wait to see it born. I can't.
Yeah, it's the shit he could never take until now.
Right. It's been constipated.
But he
It's
said it
stuck
wouldn't
up
be
there.
possible without these new consoles, right? So that means
the tech. He had to wait.
they're
for the tech.
leveraging probably the SSDs and 150,000 lines, right?
Yeah.
Seems like a lot. And this
Yeah.
isn't a bad thing, but you're still going to be talking to yourself mostly. because this game is way bigger than the rest of the games. The dialogue is not going to be equivalently scaled to the amount of planets and things you can do, right? So I expect there to be plenty of dialogue and deep conversations, but I expect you to still be engaged in that dialogue about the same amount of time because the game itself is so much bigger.
You're going to be exploring a whole lot more.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. So.
It's crazy. It's just crazy to think about how much work goes into a game like that, right? That's the thing that's always baffled me about their games and why they've always been so impressive, and why I think I've been like kind of forgiving at sometimes the bugs at launch and stuff, because just the ambition about taking on a game that massive has, with all the dialogue, all the lore, you go into like creating fake religions, you know what I mean? Creating like fake species of people and giving them a history that dates back like time, with all that lore. All that stuff takes so much work, right? And to make it cohesive into something that's going to live on, right? Because they're not just creating a game, they're creating a franchise, right? Like this is the third pillar that like Todd Howard had wanted. He wanted the post-apocalyptic game. He wanted the fantasy game, and he wanted the sci-fi game. And this is going to.
I think they're off of that. I think they're off of Fallout though. Like I don't think
they don't need.
I don't think that team will handle Fallout anymore. I think they'll probably hand that off. Like I heard a long time ago that In Exile would actually be working on Fallout.
That would make sense.
Because if you remember, I mentioned this in the video. Interplay actually came up with the franchise, the IP, everything.
Yep.
They sold it to Bethesda, and the guys at Interplay, well, Brian Fargo is one of those guys. He now works at In Exile, and
they're bringing it back home.
Basically, could be very likely. You know, maybe they bring Fallout back with the original guys that actually made the damn franchise.
Yeah, that'd be.
See, that's what I had thought though. But then there's that like Project Cobalt, right, which is that steampunk FPS RPG, right? Is that so? When I saw that, I'm like, okay, are they not going to be working on Fallout?
I mean, maybe they're not. Maybe they are. Maybe they're revamping it. Maybe it's a different time period. Maybe they've come further out of the post-apocalyptic. You know, it's a kind of a further forward Fallout. Maybe it's not happening at all. It's just something I randomly heard quite a while ago. But yeah, Starfield's looking good, man. I want to see gameplay of it.
Yep.
Like gameplay.
Mm-hmm. And you finally have Obsidian, you know, finally together again, sort of, with Bethesda, right? Or underneath Xbox. So they Obsidian created New Vegas, and that was people's favorite Fallout franchise. So maybe somewhere down the line they could revisit and team up again. I don't know.
Thanks.
That'd be pretty cool.
Free bit. Do you like New Vegas?
I do, yeah.
I couldn't fucking tell just now. Get some excitement behind your voice.
Do you love New Vegas?
I like New Vegas.
He's afraid.
What I did not like about New Vegas was how damn long those load times got after about 10 hours. Yeah. You know, 8 hours, 4 hours. It's like, fuck, the loading's getting longer. You know, it got pretty bad, man.
That's how I feel when I try and play GTA online. I can't do it. It's like 20 minutes to freaking get into a game. It seems like Psycho. Where's your excitement level for Starfield with this new information? Are you more excited?
Oh, I mean, it's more excited because when you're playing an RPG, you know, the immersive content that you're going to get with talking to people, because you have, you know, they can reveal something about a mission somewhere else, and having over 150,000 things of dialogue in a game, that's massive, you know. And we know that, you know, a lot of planets are not going to have normal dialect, but you know, does that include alien language or just English spoken language, or you know, Japanese, another thing. But it's just great to see that, you know, they're utilizing, you know, implementing the you know, Japanese and language, and because they want to get into the Japanese market, you know. And they've had 5G way before we even had 5G. So like xCloud being over there is smart.
Technically, we still don't have 5G.
Yeah,
we got power windows though.
Yeah,
we have something, but it to have this push into the Japanese market that Xbox is, you know, always try to get just a toe into the water. Now we do, you know. So it's just really awesome to hear what, with what Bethesda's doing, what Xbox is doing, with their games and everything that they're trying to do, and hopefully we see reciprocated back, and maybe we'll see some Japanese games over on Xbox that were only on either PlayStation or only in Japan. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it's just only good things are going to happen from this. So it's definitely, and I don't know if you guys were listening to SkullZ a couple days ago or last week. I guess 4chan had some leaked photos. All that stuff was bogus. So there was a couple things that that were revealed that could be legit. Seemed very interesting. But they were all from that 2018, 2019 leaked photos and everything. So there was nothing new really coming out. But once, like they said, they don't want to show anything until it's almost ready. So that's coming out November 11th, 2021 or 2022. Sorry. I think by E3, I think we'll see gameplay, and it's probably going to blow our freaking mind if it's what we are imagining and what hearing, with all the dialect that they're going to be adding and how massive this game is going to be. It could be a really, really great game.
It could be like Mass Effect Andromeda, where everyone has something to say, but you don't fuck about none of it. God, like guys telling you about his car key. I lost my car key. Shut the fuck up! I hit Y because I thought you were gonna give me a quest. Nope.
And his head spins around 3 times.
Yeah, I mean it's that game, man.
Did they have head spinning in that game? I don't remember that.
Yes. Yes,
Oh
where the
my
girl
God. In the
turns
beginning, it was
around.
rough.
She's got the
Like,
one
hey,
where she turns
bitch.
around and her head whips around.
That's great, dude.
Yeah,
It
that
got
was the
fixed
player.
eventually, but nobody cared at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the thing. People have short, like, it's attention spans.
You get
now.
one first
Something
impression.
it's something comes out and it's just like ass. It's like, okay, I'm moving on, right? Like Cyberpunk, right? As big of it, as much hype as it had. I know Pong. I know you love it, and I'm
love it
not
too.
trying to dog.
I still
on
love
right
it.
Now. I'm not
I
trying to
think it's
dog on it
great.
right now. But what I'm
Mhm.
saying is the amount of hype that game had compared to the attention it still gathers is like
Yep.
is so low compared to what it
but I
should have
think
right now.
a lot of that hype was due to management trying to set that up. And
Well, it's CD Projekt Red.
Yeah.
Forcing those guys trying to freaking
Yeah.
get,
And
you
to
know,
be fair, if all of a sudden we lived in a world where next month you hear that the next gen patch is out and it's actually stable
Everyone's
and
back.
it's actually working, people would pay attention. It
I'm
would
one
be
of
like,
them. I'm
"Ooh,"
waiting. I'm waiting for it.
Yeah.
I did not
Yeah.
touch it, and I love Witcher 3 is one of my favorite games of all time, along with God of War
Yeah.
2018. And that game, I'm waiting for the next gen patch. I ain't touching the one. I heard you
There
get
you
green
go.
and red bumps on you if you touch it. Until it gets patched, I'm not worried about it.
Jesus.
Yeah, I'm playing on PC, and on PC, if you have enough hardware to run it, it is glorious. It really is. I hope that the next gen patch gets it to that level. It is really, really good. It deserved the attention it got.
What
and then,
kind of
of course,
graphics card do you need to get the floating guns?
anything lower than the 3 series, I
You
hear.
need a 3080 or higher, and the floating guns are there.
I know a lot of
Well,
people are just waiting on the ray traced dongs. That's it.
Oh
right?
God. They removed like most of that though. Like
Did they?
that was like a big like you
Yeah,
don't
they've
see them
cleaned
the
up a
way
lot
that
of
you
it,
did.
yeah.
Aesthetic
When you
dildos
first you'd
update.
walk in a room and there'd just be 20 of them randomly sitting on tables. And it was like, what
Like, what the fuck
what kind of
happened
party
in
were
here?
you having in here, man? What's going on?
Is this what the
No.
future holds?
Right. Just
This is
gone.
amazing.
But one thing with Cyberpunk 2077 they got the Dolby Vision touch amongst a couple like Assassin's Creed Origins and Odyssey and a couple other games. So,
Have you guys been impressed with that though, Psychonauts? Have you tried it?
I don't have, I've been house sitting in my uncle's house and he doesn't have Dolby Vision, but my
I've
TV
tried.
back home does.
I've tried Dolby Vision. But it was on a game that didn't have even good HDR. Really, was 2K21. Dolby Vision on that was fucking trash.
Well,
I
but
turned
isn't
it off,
that
but maybe some
isn't
other
that
games.
I
Dolby
think
do
I've tried it
Vision,
on
like-
years. It's pretty
Isn't
good.
that like
Pretty good.
automated Dolby Vision rather than native? Am I wrong?
I
like-
have
like-
no idea.
Yeah,
No,
because
they're-
supposedly there are since Dolby Vision, quote unquote, Dolby Vision gaming is now a thing,
Yeah.
it's kind of like how auto HDR has turned HDR
So they try to
on
tone map it automatically.
Their tone map, exactly. A lot of the Dolby that you see now are tone map.
So what games
there
are native,
very
like
few that
really
are
tuned
authored for it.
No,
Which one?
I think Odyssey is native because
Yeah, I also think Gears might be as well because they use Gears to
Ubisoft
use auto
looks pretty
HDR for theirs. Yeah, there are
Ubisoft
very
is
few that are
building-
actually made.
So
with
Odyssey,
HDR
Gears
tech.
of War, those games had good
Yeah.
HDR in general already. So you'd be hard pressed,
Yeah.
like without side by side. And even then
I
it'd be
would
like, it's so
imagine
close.
Forza could be one because that was one that always was really strong with HDR. In fact, when the HDR came out, that's one of the showcase games that they kept pushing with that was Forza Horizon. So
Well,
maybe
the big
I
Forza
think their
thing with Dolby
messaging might
Vision
be a
is
problem here.
the tone mapping, right? Like that's the big
Yeah.
thing with Dolby Vision and HDR10
Mhm.
and
Mhm.
CX, and I think C9 they do that internally as well. So you can basically change the overall peak brightness based on the scene by scene, frame by frame,
Yep.
and that's the big advantage of Dolby Vision. But it's like, okay, their TVs are doing that. What's affecting what should be on and off, and
See,
why does it look
that's
better when it's
exactly
on no
the
matter
point
what?
right
You know,
there.
like
Yeah.
I don't know.
Dealer,
if it even
you're
matters.
absolutely right. I think their messaging is a little off here because they're kind of going, here's Dolby Vision gaming. It's kind of the HD or the auto HDR version of HDR of Dolby Vision gaming right now versus the ones where the developers have actually gone in and authored, you know, Dolby Vision onto the game. There is a huge difference there. But
And is
since
there a
everybody's
licensing
just
fee,
seeing
like, for
and there's a license fee, exactly.
games
And
to
that's
do
why
it,
you
right?
probably won't see it on PlayStation because they opted for one versus the other. But once you see those authored ones, it will make a difference. But Microsoft seemingly is just going, here's Dolby Vision HDR, and people are going, well, that kind of looks good. It looks good, kinda. Yeah, I see a little. You know,
Kinda.
they should have waited and like released something that really mattered with one, or
I
said
think it's a
something
feature,
about
bro.
that, you know,
I just think it's a
Yeah.
feature on a checklist, and they're like, "Hey, guess what? Those fuckers don't got VRR either. You know, we got Dolby Vision gaming
Indeed,
now.
indeed,
It's something, you know. Dolby Vision gaming is the
the
least
only difference I've
consequential
seen so
feature, I
far
think.
is the only difference I've seen so far is when you take an HDR10 image next to a Dolby Vision image, it's like the HDR10 brightens everything, and the Dolby Vision brightens everything, and also still remains vibrant. So
But
it
that's the
retains
thing,
the
though. Like
vibrancy.
TVs have the tone mapping built in too. You can turn it on and off. So
Yeah.
how does that affect each
Yeah.
one?
And
how
all I
those
can
compare?
speak to is the HDR10 from the LG CX, which is what I use. But obviously, all of the different ones affect it differently. I think the C1 is the only one that does it at 120 hertz right now. All the others do it at 60. You know, it's a good feature. Is it like woohoo? You know,
No, it's not.
we shall wait and see.
And,
This is something that's
there
gonna get
really
better
aren't any
over
games
time.
at 4K 120 aren't anyway, and there'll be less
very
as
few,
the
yeah.
generation goes on. So it really doesn't matter. Dolby Vision 4K 120 is kind of irrelevant.
Yeah, it just makes the colors pop. Games like Cyberpunk 2077 and Odyssey, Valhalla, those that have like those really nice colors that, and you want to pop, Dolby Vision will definitely shine in those games. It's not going to work for every single game, but certain games it's going to make it really. You're going to notice a difference. And
Games like
oh,
The
wow.
Ascent. The Ascent benefit
Yes.
from HDR. Like it's
Or
beautiful because the
Psychonauts,
neon,
too.
the popping. You know, yeah.
Hey, Crazy Louie has a really awesome super chat there.
Yeah, I
man.
just saw
Oh,
that
yeah.
come in. Hey,
He doesn't
Crazy
like
Lou-
turtles either.
Hey, I didn't see a turtle. Hey, Crazy Louis, amazing. $50 super chat. Thank you so much. He
Oh
said,
wow.
I wanted to say you guys are awesome. I feel like I'm part of this family, and thank you guys for the support, dude. 100%, man.
Cool.
Just check out.
He's awesome.
Check out his energy on his tweets. Yeah, he's like, "Hey guys,
He's
Crazy
awesome.
Louis here. Come subscribe. You know you want to. It's
And he's
freaking
got an awesome
guys.
podcast in Spanish too. for his
100%.
Spanish,
It's Spanish
speaking.
Heritage Month,
Yep.
right?
That was a shout out super chat.
No, that was
Good
last
job,
month.
Crazy Louie.
Well done, sir.
No,
He's like, I found a
seriously
way.
though, like I like don't see that much of that kind of stuff. Where because people he speaks English, right? And
Yeah.
so does the other hosts. And a lot of times, I think a lot of the hosts cater their show to specifically just English for audience purposes, just knowing that hey, more English speakers or whatever. But putting it in their native language and actually have a Spanish speaking podcast, I think is a good thing. Because there's a lot of people that may actually be interested in having these kind of conversations and stuff that don't speak English, right? So it's good to have different podcasts out there that are like that. And much respect to you guys. I tried watching. I didn't understand a damn thing you're saying. I tried to
Podcasting for
communicate
you,
in the
man.
chat, but like
right.
I strongly believe in what you guys are doing, and I think your energy and positivity as well is great. So I'm gonna have them on the show sometime in the future.
Are you going to be able to understand Crazy Louie?
No, Crazy Louie, he speaks English, so he'll have to speak at least
Shout out to
half
Louie.
English on our show.
No,
But,
it makes sense, man. There is a massive Brazilian Xbox community. I was playing 2K with a few guys that they knew a few words. I was at a party with I don't remember his name exactly. Gustavo on Twitter. He knows who he is. And we were playing 2K, and there was a couple other guys in there, and they watched the show. That even though they can't understand most of what we're saying, but they're big fans, and they're like, good play, good, don't con family, stuff like that. And it's very, very minimalist and basic between us, but we can understand because guess what? Playmaking speaks words, speaks volumes, right? So we know what's good, we know what's bad, and gaming is gaming. It brings people together, man. So Crazy Louie, thank you so much. Now tell us if you like turtles.
Yeah, and the name of that podcast is Sour Blow Gaming is the name of the channel, so check that out, guys. And I will be waiting for the turtles or the Tortega. Is that how you say it? Or
Tortega.
is that right? Or that could be like some kind of
tortilla. Yeah,
I don't know.
I think over there it's called Lil Submarino.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I'm not sure. Lo siento, mi amigos. No español. All right, so.
Sorry, Crazy Louie.
And everybody else in the chat, thank you for being here as well. Hey, we'll move on from the Starfield talk.
I thought we were talking about Cyberpunk.
Oh, yeah. How did that happen? All right.
This is a great game.
I have a question, babe. In a roundabout way. Oh gosh, I can't believe I'm doing this.
Yeah, he can.
Do you want to ask Dealer your question? But in a very careful
on
way.
the show.
Which question are you guys about to ask?
That's a bad idea.
You should be
DealerG
Dealer.
here. I'm scared.
You should be.
After.
Okay, go ahead.
After.
Okay.
Can anybody think of a way to say it?
Ask
It's
him
funny, I
if
was
he
about to
would-
say something weird.
Have you? First off, Taylor, have you seen Revenge of the Sith?
Oh God.
I hate them.
What?
Anybody? Anybody got the high ground and the advantage?
Okay. Yes. All right.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So he's all right. So, I'll ask it for you, babe, in a way that I feel like is okay.
He won't even let me talk.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
like
So
being
ashamed of
proposed to.
me.
Just leave out the bad part.
Oh,
What's
boy.
the bad
Leave it
part?
out.
That's
Don't
the
leave
whole
it out.
damn
I've
question.
said enough weird things already this show.
Ask him if he would do the same thing that Anakin did
No.
to
The
save the love of
younglings?
his life.
Yeah. Well, you just asked.
Okay.
What do you mean?
You know when Anakin starts to go off the deep end,
He chops the kids up
And-
and whatnot, yeah?
starts turning
Yeah.
into Darth Vader,
Uh-huh.
and he goes around slaughtering people, and then he walks into the room with like the 10 younglings.
The kids, yeah?
Yeah, and so it cuts away, but we all know what happened.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Well, I
gave
was
him candy.
like, I just saw it for the first time, and I was like, he's kind of actually a hero because he did this all in the name of love to save Padme.
Do you believe that?
I do,
All right, let's
100%.
go ahead and put her on a list.
Okay.
Thank you.
And no, even if he did it
So-
in the name of love, I wouldn't say he's a hero or it's a good thing. I'd say he's delusional.
So I feel like you're already giving me your answer, but
Yeah.
There
You
you
did.
go.
I'm cutting. I'm
Yeah,
just. No, I'm obviously being a little messy and having a little fun. But
Okay,
yeah, Anakin,
so-
he's a fuckface in that movie. He's blinded by love, and he's never really been. He didn't have a good upbringing. Okay, he just.
oh my god, people are gonna slaughter me in this chat, man.
She's like, I'm glad he chopped him
Now
in
you know
half.
how the younglings
For
feel,
love.
Kaitlin.
That's right.
Okay, so if you had 10 younglings, they don't really
Said
mean
what?
anything to you. They don't really mean anything to you. They're just like little snot nosed asswipes, okay?
Snot nose ass wipes.
And then on the other side is the
Oh,
love of your
man.
life. Would you,
Oh,
know,
shit.
would you
Don't do it. Let's just save her right now, guys.
would
Oh,
you
man.
off them to save the love of your life?
Why
Or
do
would
you have
save
to opt
them
in for the
knowing
love
that
of your
the
life?
would
What's-
die?
Are
they going to gang up on the love of your life and bite her to
It's
death?
one or the
Like,
other.
what's
Yeah, that's
happening?
right.
This is
The
purely
The
a
children are about to
three-hour
drown the
question.
love of your life. There you go.
Oh man.
Okay, well,
Pick
I mean,
one.
you just save her and you don't chop any children in half. I feel like there's
But you have
another
to.
way.
There's another
Anakin.
way.
You
That's
have
what I
to.
said.
Not the pottery racing I'm looking for.
Oh man.
He's giving you your answer. He would not. He would
I feel like
He's a
there's
Jedi-
not.
he's a-
I feel like there is more than just black and white. I feel like there's
Yeah.
a gray area in every single thing in life, and it's impossible
this.
to answer a question like that. But I would definitely have to chop some things in half if I had no choice.
There you
No,
go.
I don't actually know. I have no idea. It's the
These
weirdest
kids,
question I've
they
ever been
got
asked. I'll be
the-
honest.
They got the ugly cry.
But I like
Yeah.
it. I like weird questions like that. So that was fun. That was interesting.
I'm asking literally.
She's
everybody.
asked everybody this
Hey,
question
chat, let
that
us
we
know if
come
you chop the
across.
kids in half for somebody you loved, and
Yeah.
I would do it like without even a thought in my mind to save Mav.
man, Mav, that's dedication. You better tell your wife you love her tonight.
Yeah, I'm just
And
gonna
Mav
make-
said he would absolutely not do it to save her. So
Yeah, he wouldn't.
Yeah.
So, Mav, would you chop kids in half to save your wife?
I've already answered this
man.
question, and it's created some tension in our relationship.
What's the name of this
I was
podcast
like, I
again?
wouldn't chop quite. I'd make it through 6, maybe 7 kids. I couldn't do all
man.
10.
I would
It's
be
an
happy
interesting
to,
question.
to
Yeah, only a
save
few
you.
people in
No, if you
Ultimate
got
are like,
halfway and then got a conscience, that was that
What if you had
worse?
to look him in the face when
No.
you did it? Like, there's all
Okay.
kinds of circumstances you got to bring up.
I would just close my eyes.
You
No.
can't, because then they're
Yeah.
dodging and shit. And it
Yeah.
takes too long to chop them in half. Like, there's you know, you got to keep your eyes up when you're swinging that thing around.
Joe Dunmore
Pause.
says, "Fuck them kids." So
Oh,
I know. I saw that. I was like, man, Joe, what's going
So,
on?
Yeah.
one more.
Again,
We got-
this
we
is
got the
purely
Sith Lord.
regarding what
Xbox
happened
Ultimate, sponsored
in.
by Chopped in Half Kids.
This is purely asking
Mav
about what
is so
happened
afraid
in the,
right
in
now.
the
Oh,
movie.
man.
Because
in
Mav's
the
like, I'm about to
movie.
leave this podcast because
No.
I can't be known for this.
you know what? It's not serious, guys. So
You
it's
know, I
not-
was gonna ask him after the show.
She's like, no,
anyway.
I'm being serious,
Yeah.
bitch. 10 kids, yes or no?
all right.
we just got some
100%
Sith Lords
serious.
in our
Oh,
podcast.
man.
And Crazy
That's all
Louie with
right.
another $50 mega super chat. Holy cow,
Man.
Crazy. Hey,
Woo.
he says, I love turtles. Flex, flex,
There we
flex,
go.
flex, flex,
There you
flex.
go.
Would you chop 10 kids off in half?
Would you chop a turtle in half?
With a $5 super chat says turtle equals Tortuga. I got you, Mav. Thanks.
Hey,
thank you,
everybody in the chat, put a 1 if you'd off the.
Big. No,
Don't post this shit.
don't do that.
You really wants to know who else is
Good
on
go.
that, you know?
Who's
Now,
riding that dark side bus?
can we switch?
You gotta find out who's right or die, am I right?
Just
Right?
it's turtles. It's turtles.
It's like, oh, no.
Not-
How many Sith Lords do we have in the
Jesus.
chat?
Oh, God.
Pong Soul, yes or no, bitch? 10 kids.
that's a no. That's a no.
I
say
can always
wife
get
walks
another
in
love
half.
of my life.
No, it's a no. It's a no for me as well.
All right, guys.
So- So I said
Unbelievable.
yes, but that's because
Thanks
I
for
already have
making this
kids.
very
So there you
entertaining,
go.
Fancy.
I just had. Hey, it's a little intermission. Little.
No,
A
this
little
is
sash.
the stuff that your loyal
go.
viewers are here for. This kind of
I don't know if they're here
chop
for
your kids
this.
in half type banter.
Yeah. All right. So
Only
Uh,
on
Just
Xbox.
remember
Only.
this banter.
Welcome to Sith Ultimate.
One limited
Still,
time.
Jesus. welcome to
Hey, babe,
the
can you
dog.
run a
Xbox
poll
Sith
for me,
Lord.
please?
Run a poll? No.
Please.
No.
Come on. Just put
No.
younglings love.
No, they're not younglings. Let's just
No.
call it what it is.
He doesn't
No,
like when I call
I'm
them
adamant
kids.
that they're
Like, I'm
called
not allowed to
younglings
call them
'cause
kids
that's
when
the
I
All
ask
right,
the
and Nav, is it
question.
easier to chop 10 younglings in half or 10 kids?
Well,
Fuck them
lightsabers
kids.
don't
Sandpaper
actually
is
the rest.
exist,
Different
so
story.
I'm
it's
just saying things that
impossible.
make psychonauts laugh.
Yeah,
Um,
you gotta
all right.
finish the rest.
Anyway, Dirk Nowitzki. How about that?
My
Nothing?
dude.
It's okay.
Is that how he shoots?
Never mind. I'm gonna
Airball.
off you after that.
Okay, I'm sorry. All right. All right. I have
Sleep
here
with one
written
eye
on my
open, man.
list of topics,
Mhm.
Castlevania and Metal Gear. So Konami,
Remasters? I mean remakes.
yeah. Well, Konami, I guess some stuff came out from a couple of news outlets that hey, they actually have a new Castlevania game in the works from a developer and also a Metal Gear remake potentially 3. So I thought that was fascinating.
Snake Eater?
Yeah, Snake Eater. Yep. Anybody? Kate, what's up with all the ones in the chat? Like, this is your thing.
Put a one for every little
Kate,
kid.
you're spamming. I'm gonna put you in timeout. Okay, you're spamming.
I put a one for every little puck that I would off.
No,
You should put a one, put 10 ones, put enter, and then 10 like what is that? Horizontal lines. They're each one, and then put enter, and then 10 capital I's for their legs.
Okay.
oh, jeez.
We're trying to do things go big.
Oh shit!
He's
All
slowly
right.
winning people over in the
We're all
chat.
Sith
I'm
Lords.
trying to move on. This was a
How it is.
mistake.
This is going to carry over and flood over into RDX chat on Tuesday. And like,
No,
Oh, man.
everybody's answer.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ask Zocker.
It's like a personality test or like
It
Enneagram.
It's
is.
a
I'm doing like a
personality
social
test,
experiment.
how
Yeah,
many of
very
you are
much.
sociopaths? 1 for yes, 2 for no.
One per podcast.
All right.
Be honest.
So,
Oui.
What was the question?
holy
For
shit. Is
Castlevania,
anybody
Snake
excited
Eater.
about
Castlevania.
Castlevania or Snake
Konami,
Eater?
come on.
Oh, okay. Not Castlevania, but Metal Gear, yeah. But
Munch on some snakes, 3-bit.
yeah, I want to
Snake Eater.
friggin'
Come
play as
on
Sonic
now.
again. But
Sorry.
the thing is, like with Metal Gear, Konami tried Metal Gear. We saw what they did.
That wasn't Metal Gear.
That wasn't
That's,
very good.
that's where I'm leaning. Yep. It makes me go, I'm not so sure. Mm-hmm.
I don't know
Yeah.
if they could do
But
both.
they're like, this one was already made. They just had to remake it. So do you
Well,
have a
yeah,
little bit of
if
faith?
they
then?
remake it, then maybe,
Oh.
yeah,
They can
Question is, who's
screw
going to
up a
make it?
remake.
Who's going to remake it?
Mm.
like a Blue Point type thing.
Sony bought
Yeah.
them, so
Well,
that
they're
would
off the
be-
board,
Well, they're working
yeah.
on an original thing, apparently. I mean, remember, Blue Point have never made a good game in their lives. They have only remade good games. So it'll
That's
be
right, yeah.
interesting to find out if they can actually tackle an IP or a new IP, rather. See how good it gets
Mhm.
or isn't.
Yeah, I wonder, like, because that's such an interesting like production pipeline, just to learn how to remake a game and then take what you've learned from just remaking games to making your own original IP. Like,
Mhm.
I can't think of a development team that's
They
done
come out with a
that.
game called Schmeeman Schmoles.
It's like, I hope
I'm sure they'll do good, though.
Yeah,
Souls of the
I mean,
Demon.
they got talented devs over there for sure, but dang, I've seen them. I guess it hasn't been proven with their own original IP.
Yeah.
Is what I'm saying.
Nothing original on your remake.
Not yet.
Not yet. Not yet.
But yeah, does anybody have any idea what Konami's even going to do? They're going to have to go get a third party, right?
Well,
So-
some of them that says they're in-house, which is interesting. But
What do they
they're-
have
Developers
left?
in the house.
I don't know.
Yeah, who-
Like,
who's
they
that?
did some like
Well,
restructuring or whatever.
They're
And
gonna go
now-
down in the dungeon, pull some.
Didn't
pull
Kojima
some-
Kojima took some with him, but they didn't all leave, right? They didn't disband the studios
let me
after
find this
they
article
left, right?
again.
But what
because
are
it
they
actually
making right now?
Yeah.
Said,
What have they been doing? Social media?
Well, I guess they make the little pachinko machines, and then
Mhm.
What?
Look at Chris Jones's
That's-
comment in the chat.
that's what they're making.
Yeah, exactly. Chris Jones.
Shout out to Chris Jones. Let us know how many kids you
Okay.
chop in half down below.
Not pulling any punches.
Oh,
All right.
Indeed.
Jesus.
all right. So let me read this real quick because it says,
Thank God.
the restructure of the game's development divisions early this year. Konami is now focused on bringing back its biggest brands. The first of these is a new Castlevania game, which sources described as a reimagining of the series, currently in development internally at Konami in Japan,
Mhm.
with support from local external studios. And
So,
then
so the Metal Gear Survive team is going to be.
Yes, basically, yeah.
Trash.
Was that the last game
Indeed.
they made? Like,
Yeah.
what
That's
is
the
it?
last
Yeah.
game.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
well, they
Yep,
got the Pro
Survive.
Evolution Soccer franchise.
Oh,
True,
Jesus.
true,
Ooh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
ugh. Those are
Hey,
fire.
hey, but not to be discounted. In many regions for a long time, except for now, that game was considered better than FIFA. It really
yeah.
was.
Yeah.
But until just recently, where it
Yeah.
came out and it was little dog shit.
Steam's loving it.
A little dog shit.
It was
Is
a
it
little dog.
FIFA even on Steam? Right?
Yeah,
I
it's
would
a
think
Steam.
so. Yeah, it's everywhere. I mean, this is EA.
They want
after all.
to. They want to.
I mean, Madden.
monopolize
Is Madden on
gambling
PC?
everywhere.
Did they finally bring it?
I don't know.
That
I
is a
mean,
good
EA's like,
question.
ah,
I
fuck
gave
PC.
up on Madden a while ago.
I mean, 2K ain't even brought the next gen version of 2K to PC yet.
Yeah, that's true.
These are all, yeah.
Because they can't get $70 for it.
Well, you know what they said is that they said that people with GTX 970s and shit wouldn't be able to run the game, so they're like, fuck everyone but us.
I mean, that's always an interesting thing, right? They're not going to sell PC games which can have better performance for $70. Like that's not going to happen.
Well, Battlefield don't.
They're not going to try to ask anybody for that.
The Battlefield
asshole tax.
Oh, okay.
As they say, they're not going to ask anybody for that asshole tax. No PC player is going to take that. They're going to tell you to pound sand. So probably not even worth trying.
Sony are going to give it a try.
Yeah,
eventually.
It's like, what are they charging?
It's not going to work though.
Yeah, FIFA is on Steam, by the way.
No, Psycho, it is going to work. It's, $70 is going to be a thing. I mean, Sony's leading the way, but you have these big companies that are going to keep doing it.
Stop being a fuckboy 3-bit. Gosh.
It's just a thing, dealer.
You know what? What is there a $70 game on there as of right now?
On Steam.
On Steam?
Yeah, where the weirdos play.
I don't think so.
Okay.
No,
there is no base $70 game on Steam.
No.
I mean, deluxe editions and whatnot, okay, but I don't think there's a base $70 game on Steam.
No, there's 60.
That'll be something to keep track of, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I guess, yeah. If they start to do $70 games on PC, then
Who will be the first publisher to put a $70 game on PC?
Activision.
Oh,
yay.
I was about to say, it's
Take-Two.
either Take-Two or
It's either Take-Two.
Activision.
probably Take-Two.
Take-Two.
Mhm.
Take-Two.
Take-Two would make GTA 6 and put the fucking slaps on
Activision, or it could be PlayStation with one of their games that goes onto PC as well.
Yeah.
If they start coming
true.
out sooner.
I feel like
If
Jim
they
Ryan
start
just
doing
don't give a
anything.
fuck, so he probably would like $70.
Yeah.
I'll pay
God
ya.
of War Ragnarok, 3 months after launch on PC, $70.
Yeah.
no buy.
They'll buy it. Trust me.
Yeah.
They're all self-righteous turds.
And Madden is
mean
on
turtles?
PC, yes. Madden is on PC for $60.
60.
Yes,
Is it
and
the
it's mostly
next
negative.
gen version or is it the current gen?
Well, there's no such thing as a next gen version on PC. It is what it is. If you got the hardware to run it, it runs. If you don't,
Well, I mean,
it
I
doesn't.
think there is a next-gen separation that they did not bring.
On PC?
Yeah, because there's like animations and stuff that are different, not just
It's the same 2K type thing. Like they didn't bring the next-gen
let me
version to
see.
PC.
Yeah, they have the
Correct.
standard version. They have the MVP version.
You're not going to find it on the store. Here's the next-gen version.
No, I'm just looking at the various versions they do have. That's what I'm
basically
looking
it
at,
just
so.
says Madden 22, but there's like
Yeah.
they didn't
Right.
They're like,
implement the
there is no
next-gen
other version. Don't worry
tag.
about it, guys. Go ahead and get your Pentium ready for this kind of game.
So I also the studio that's rumored to be working on the Metal Gear remake is Virtuous. I guess they're large, basically like support studio that's done a lot of support stuff, and they're supposedly a massive studio.
What other games have they put redone?
Let's see here.
stuff?
It says, blah, 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 blah.
Bug Snacks.
I lost
Hit
it.
me with that studio name again.
Virtuous.
Virtuous. Yeah.
I think I've heard of them before. They're Chinese, aren't they?
I don't know.
Okay, so they did like XCOM 2 for Switch, BioShock for Switch,
Ports.
Outer Worlds
Oh,
for
here it is.
Switch.
Yeah.
They did like those
Dark Souls.
ports.
Dark Souls Remastered. Recently, it worked on the Switch ports of Dark Souls Remastered, Outer Worlds, and the BioShock collection, as well as contributing art and content to blockbusters such as Battlefield 1, Uncharted 4, and Horizon Zero Dawn.
They've worked on a ton. They
Also
go all the way
Outer
back
Worlds?
to Nintendo DS.
It's one of those
sure.
like studios that's in the backgrounds that like does most of the work on
The
all
port
these
studio.
games that like doesn't
Yeah.
get any credit. Right.
Yeah, they're kind of
They
like
they brought NBA 2K14 to iOS and Android.
Oh,
So,
shit.
wow, look at that
Yeah.
experience.
They have a lot
There's
of
also like
credentials. They do.
Blind Squirrel Games. They did the Return to Arkham. Like, I don't know what they've been doing, but there's a ton of little support teams out there that do remasters and they bring things forward, or they are just support teams. Like you said, Saber Interactive is a support team for Microsoft. They've done work on most of the Halos in the Master Chief Collection. And then they released World War Z, which came out to get 15 million plus players. And it's a good game. Try it out if you guys haven't in Game Pass, but they just released Aftermath, which is a pretty cool expansion as well. The point is, support teams matter too, guys.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I mean, the
and
coalition is
this
helping
support
with
team
Halo.
is monstrous. It is monstrous.
Support
If you check
teams
their
like Crystal
website,
Dynamics.
wow.
In the Legion of Support
Nice, I see what
teams.
you
You
did
support
there.
us, we support you.
Yeah.
Right.
Shout out to Chris Jones with the $5 super chat. He says, my daughter agrees with Kaitlin and then said she would make a TikTok after celebrating with her love that she saved. It's celebrating.
How
Two of them
many
now.
bodies on the floor?
Society is
Amazing.
lost.
Jesus.
Oh, Jesus.
Man,
Them bodies
Over.
hit the floor.
Oh, man.
we need
Sorry,
to
I
bring
had to
balance.
step away. My youngling needed something.
You're young.
Well,
There's two of them now.
keep her away from Chris Jones.
Chop her in half.
And also, we need to bring balance to the force. There's got to be a chosen one out there somewhere because there is too much Sith going on around here right now.
Come on, man. Give me a bitch.
No.
We're having fun. We're having fun.
Yeah.
Chop everything in half.
Chopper.
So
Definition of
speaking of
fun is
Crystal
different.
Dynamics, this will be the last topic here, and then before we can go play some freaking Halo. Okay.
Well, I mean, let's fucking get it going then.
Well, I want to say, like, because I heard this from shout out to Jeff Grubb on one of his shows where he likes to drop really cool
Grub
little
snacks.
nuggets, and also
Grub snacks.
yeah, Grub Snacks. I think that's
Beats
actually the one. Yeah, it's Grub Snacks yesterday.
Grubby
And then
snacks, yep.
also Jez was and Rand were talking about this on Xbox 2 today, and it's just kind of interesting conversation. Like, is Xbox like using like, or is it not as Xbox using, but is Xbox kind of trying out Crystal Dynamics and potentially that whatever that IO game is, and also Avalanche? Is this like a tryout for them? Like, are they holding tryouts for?
There's no
acquisitions?
This is not a tryout. This
not
is there's
practice.
rumblings, and I mentioned this in my last video. Well, not that one, the one before. Damn, Matt, you'd have known this forever ago had you watched that video. Yes, this Crystal Dynamics thing is apparently was a plan from the beginning.
Yeah.
So, do you really put something like that up to chance? Do you really say, look, we're gonna have this thing nailed down in a couple of years?
So,
If
Dealer,
you guys are free, can you jump in?
No, what I mean more
So,
is
Dealer,
like
I think what he means by that is that it's a tryout to pre-acquisition.
That's what I'm
So
getting
we'll
at.
test
Like,
them out,
do you-
and
do
if
you
they're
think-
good, then we'll buy them.
Do you think that they would put something like this up to chance, a tryout, or do you think that they would just schedule this stuff like a doctor's appointment to come? Like, this is something that it's a longer term thing than I think people realize.
Right.
You know, there's a lot
Well,
of people here, a lot of culture
Yeah,
that's
it would,
already built.
it would make sense too. I mean, Crystal Dynamics part of this, like Gallagher already knows that team frontwards and backwards. There's really no tryout needed, right?
Yeah.
Because Gallagher, again,
already
Gallagher
tried
can
him out.
vouch. Yeah, he's tried him out a lot. So Gallagher, I mean, he can vouch for
Pause.
Shut
those
off the Tomb
pawns.
Raider.
He said, "Oh shit."
So, but I mean, as far as Avalanche and IO, I mean,
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Rage 2, they got a really close relationship with Avalanche with Rage 2.
Underrated game.
They had them in Game Pass early, and ZeniMax and those guys have been working with them quite a bit.
quite a bit.
And then IO, I mean, Hitman was the first game to really where they got some of the newer GDKs and actually put a little bit of effort behind some of the performance. And there was already a 15% delta there. Like, so I would say Microsoft have had a good relationship with those guys for a little bit. They didn't do that for no reason. You know,
Right.
I mean, that's time and that's money, right? So I would say that, yeah, there's a reason Microsoft worked with them to get that performance up. And there's a reason that they've got such good relationships with them already. Like Rage 2, like you said, it is an underrated game too, I think.
Solid. The gameplay is really solid in that game.
Not enough people have tried it or beat it.
yeah.
It is very good. Yeah.
What about Avalanche? Right.
Avalanche is Rage 2.
Yeah, I mean, as far as like acquiring them, like, is this just like a big potential? Like, hey, if it does well, you know, we're gonna go out and.
I think I mean, for one, Crystal Dynamics is pretty much owned. They would have to, I mean, and don't Square own.
Yeah,
Mhm.
they
Yeah,
so this
but
would be
it
something
seems
like,
like
They
they don't
own
like-
how much? They own a stake, or they own?
No, they own them. They
Square
own them
owns
outright.
them. This would be
So
like
they're homegrown. They're homegrown from Square.
this would be
Mhm.
like
It-
Square moving on from them and
Yeah.
saying that they.
From their Western divisions.
It's just
Yeah,
weird
'cause-
though that Square would do that.
This would be
if
like
anything,
Rare
Microsoft over there with some
situation.
some skewers poaching some developers right now too. So
Yeah.
I mean, manpower is the
Gallagher
most
already
in
did,
demand thing
right?
there is right now with development. I think. I mean, you had 1,000 people on Halo Infinite. Everyone from Forza to Gears, right? They all Halo Infinite's on their LinkedIn's now. because they really needed manpower that badly. So I would say developers in general are just super in demand, and you can't get enough of them.
Yeah. And it
So
was interesting what
doesn't
you said
surprise.
earlier about Avalanche wanting to work with Xbox because of the cloud, right?
Yeah.
So
Their servers.
yeah. So that's like there's a lot of reasons these deals happen, right? And it's not necessarily, I guess, everything that we dream it could be or think it could end up becoming, right? But I will say that the stronger these relationships become, it still makes it more possible for things to happen in the future because we always are. No, we know that they're looking for devs, right, and talent. So if just like Blue Point, you know, with Sony, the more somebody works together, they have a couple successes. Insomniac, it was another example as well.
Like Microsoft's plans, their vision goes so far beyond any particular publisher or developer. I mean, Fuzzy was in the chat. I told Fuzzy about ZeniMax 7 or 8 months before that I was hearing Microsoft were going to try to acquire these guys. And it was so crazy. I didn't want to say it live on PTK Blam's show. I hinted at it. And afterwards, I told these guys, I'm hearing that they're going to buy fucking Bethesda and they're going to get all these IP and these developers. And, 8 months later, however long it was, Fuzzy literally tweeted out when it was announced, he literally tweeted to me and said, this motherfucker he told us this behind the scene on this date, whatever it was. And yeah, it happened, right? But this, what I just heard recently is so much bigger than that because Microsoft, their vision is for fuck everyone but me. I'm going to get in every space. And guess what? I'm not going to buy the publishers. I'm going to buy the companies that own the publishers. And I'm going to get all of their programming and their applications. And I'm going to get all of their entertainment as well. There's so much that could go beyond just buying a team or a publisher.
So dealer, so that brings up an interesting point. So the way you said that, you think that they might be looking into moving into other spaces other than just
it's not just moving in, it's consolidating.
Right.
It's getting it's making it to where one subscription gives you fucking access to this app and this service plus this and there's tiers and fuck everyone but me.
That's interesting because I was always curious if they were thinking of that. Yeah, no, that would be the big step. Yeah.
But then you get into these guys control everything what's going on. Right. Or I'm not for monopolies or any of that stuff. And it wouldn't be a monopoly, right? Because they're not really not even close streaming services company. They don't have anything like that really right now in terms of, programming. They're not like a Netflix or anything like that right now when it comes to shows and all that. But, you are creating a monster and people are getting what they've been asking for over the past 6-7 years, including us. Where's the games? What are you doing? And where's my sandwich? Like, hey, bring me some more games. And they're like, well, here's the best hardware. Here's all the games plus more. And here's some free shit when you subscribe.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. It's crazy. Like looking back on the last 20 years of gaming and thinking what the next 20 years is going to hold. Right. It's a different world completely. I want to thank everybody in the chat for coming, and hey, especially those like huge super chats, guys. It means a lot to help the channel grow and everything. Crazy Louie, Dealer as well.
You remembered me?
Yeah, I remembered you. All the turtles,
Mr. Turtle,
Micah,
Mr. Turtle.
Earlier,
Thank him.
KY Bob, and everybody that's supporting the channel. All the channel members as well. Shout out to all of you guys. Super appreciate you. This was a super fun show and some good topics. Now we want to play some Halo, so we're gonna get to some outros here.
Yeah.
And I want to thank Asante first for joining us as well. I'll do his outro first because he wasn't late. So I
wasn't late. It's just my clock's broken.
Fashionably
thank you
late.
So much, dude. Make sure everybody knows about your channel and which is in the description below as well.
Oh, thank you. Yes. Appreciate you the invite. Always love hanging out with you guys. It's great. If I'm not here, I'm in the chat. So it's always good to be able to talk to you guys and have a good time. And Dealer, second time on podcasting with you, always a pleasure, sir. Always knowledgeable and all that stuff. So thank you guys so much for having me. So you can find me on Twitter, TKO Asante, everywhere, Xbox, PlayStation, all that stuff. I will be hosting. We do a podcast, myself and Mr. Everborn Saga. We host a podcast Saturdays we'll be doing a podcast on the real. This week, I think we have a special guest, another community member, big a podcaster, big Twitch and Twitter streamer, KMega405, very positive dude in the community.
Mega.
Shout out to
Yes,
KMega
we're gonna have him
GRG
out.
actually going on right now.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, there you go. You
Shout out
guys
to
actually
Mega.
going on. So yes, shout out to K. He will be joining us tomorrow, which will be very fun. And we also do another podcast on Thursdays called On the Real. Actually, this week we'll probably not be doing it the coming week because my aforementioned partner, Mr. Everborn Saga, will be hosting his first ever panel at NYC Comic-Con. So if you see him on the Twitter streets there, give him his congratulations. He finally got in there with the Everborn Saga. He'll be doing that there. So thank you guys so much for having me. And you follow me, I'll follow you back on social. Love talking games, love like playing. So you see me on Xbox, you know, let's squad up and go murk some fools. Let's do it.
Compete for
I
gamer
appreciate
score.
it. Thank you.
And Dealer, thank you so much for joining. I'll get to the super chat real quick because it mentions you as well at $20. Another big super chat. Thank you so much, guys. The support means everything. 100%. Gamer by Choice says, I love this show and Dealer is awesome. Thanks for the entertainment. Well, thank you, sir. And Dealer is awesome. And speaking of Dealer, hey, if they don't know where to find you, I don't know what's wrong, but just remind them.
You can find me
who
at King
you are.
Asante on YouTube. Shout out to King Asante. Seriously, it is the second time we've done some podcasting. I think we also Everborn was on there too, right, with us? Was it?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
that was awesome having you guys there with Boom and I think Cognito was there. It was a good show. But seriously, it was a lot of fun. Sorry I was late. It's not like me, but really good panel, good guys, and good friends when it comes to, you know, everybody who does the show every week. You can tell you guys are friends. I think that's important for a show. And Pong Soul, the beard, man.
It's
All you
going
got to
away.
do is spike it out with some hair gel, bro, and you got it.
It's going away. I can't stand this thing.
Oh, no.
Next
Seriously,
week, he's
though,
going to look like
Psychonauts-
3-bit.
Psychonauts 3-bit Mav and Pong and of course Asante and Kaitlin chopping kids in half left and right. Thug life. And then of course, you know, again, good show. Thanks for having me on. If you haven't, guys, hit the like button. That stuff helps a lot. Subscribe, all that stuff. And thanks for everyone in the chat because you guys power every episode. You power everything on the damned website. So thank you for showing up and rocking out with us. And seriously, yeah, check me out at DealerGaming on YouTube. Did a Tokyo Game Show update where I saved you guys the hassle and time of sitting through all of that trash. I just narrowed it down where you can see Sarah Bond flapping her wings and talking to you like you don't even understand the fucking language and just, man, I can't believe I'm not a fan. I can't hold it in. I don't know why they brought it over from T-Mobile. It's trash with sales. I'm going to go on a big rant, but let's go ahead and get someone else in there. Bring Don Matt. No, I'm just kidding. Thanks for having me on.
Jesus. No
Thanks for
doubt.
having me
Yeah,
on.
dude.
Thanks for. I
Bring
just want
Donnie
to
D
feel
back.
like
Oh.
they actually mean what they're saying. That's all I'm saying. Like, don't talk to me like I'm a dollar bill. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And I'm just not a big fan of the way that she delivers on stage, and I feel like it's insulting in 2021 because it doesn't seem genuine at all. That's just me. It's a random stupid thing that no one really cares about. Mav, thanks for having me on. Of course, of course, Mav. Next time we have you on the show, there won't be a crackhead on there calling people motherfucker. Hopefully, we can,
Yeah,
have
that'll
a good
derail
time.
things a little bit, but it's
I love
okay.
how he's saving the
you know?
slander for the end, just
yeah.
dropping it like a
No, no, it's just, I mean,
stepping off.
I'm releasing slander anytime, sir.
You should have dropped the slander at the beginning,
just,
man. This would have been a great topic.
Well, I mean, there's not much to it. It's just people can't control themselves, and they're already like, you know, act like they're thankful for things you've done or thankful to be there, and then they can't control themselves with something that is basic as a conversation over Halo. It makes no sense, man. So
Yeah.
just hopefully people can just respect each other a little more. And if you're gonna, you know, call someone a motherfucker, at least do it in a friendly way, like we do in party chats, right?
Yeah, well, hey, what's
Have
up,
fun on
motherfucker?
Halo tonight,
How's it
guys,
going,
and
motherfucker?
yeah. Psychonauts, you've been a little quiet, man. It's good seeing from you and hearing from not seeing from you. It's a picture with some words on it, but good hearing from you.
He's house
Yes,
sitting
sir.
right now, so he doesn't have.
Hopefully
his
you're hopefully you're safe, brother. I know everything's been crazy over the past several months, but yeah, anytime you guys are on, just hit me up.
Right on, man.
Right on, brother.
And my first in my heart, my lovely Sith Lord Kaitlin. Where can
I think I'm
every-
second in your heart, though. I think the kids are first, right?
Oh,
The young
geez.
ones?
Yeah, you gotta prove yourself first. 'Cause she's a little
Oh,
addicted,
Jesus.
Oh
apparently.
man. Hey, baby, tell everybody where they can find you besides being the supreme
Slashing
chancellor
kids.
of
Jesus.
Find
Clip
me
it.
on
Clip it.
Twitter at KhAoS0615 and here every Friday.
right on.
Yeah, right on, dude, friend.
Red.
And
Buddy?
the mellow fellow from outer space, the one and only Psychonauts, who is house sitting right now. So he's a mellow
Yes,
fellow in
sir.
someone else's house podcasting. It's still a little weird.
Are
to
you
me,
in there robbing
but
some
it's
stuff, or you house sitting? Which one are you doing?
I'm house sitting. Yeah, my uncle's there are my uncle and my aunts in the Outer Banks, so they asked me to watch the house and the dog, and I was like, sure.
Well, have fun, man.
And now they only have a house.
Did you forget to feed the dog?
I ran out of raviolis. Had to eat
I
something.
almost forgot to feed the fish though. They have fish. I forgot
Oh,
them
Jesus.
for 2 days.
I
I'm
left
like,
the
"Oh,
dog
shit."
outside a week
Ooh,
ago. I
jeez.
haven't heard from him since.
Fish. I
Um,
didn't know fish barked.
do they have any turtles?
Yeah.
Oh,
No,
No. Okay,
no
No.
turtles.
that's good. All right,
It's okay.
where can everybody find you, Psycho?
Well, everyone can find me here Wednesdays on Fun Pop at 7 o'clock now, and on Xbox Ultimate. I have a YouTube channel, Gamer Chat Podcast. Gamer Chat's one word. You can find me there. I'll eventually start streaming again, and all that good shit. That's we're gonna get into some Halo tonight. So
Heck yeah. And the mellow fellow from outer space, the one oh wait, no, that's you. What the fuck am I
That's
doing?
Psycho.
Shit.
you just did
What?
He's an encyclopedia.
Hey,
Uh,
I'm
dude,
sorry.
you can see where
Did
my
this
I'm
time.
Rub
talking about
off.
Halo already. The encyclopedia
Rub
of
off.
gaming dating back to the very first game ever created. Hey, Pong Soul, where can everybody find you, bro?
Fantastic night. Oh man, God, what a great Friday night. I love this shit. Anyways, Asante dealer, brothers, thank you so much for coming out and talking with
pleasure.
us, man. I love hanging out with you guys. So just much love and respect to both you and what you guys are doing. Family, it was great to be here, man. We always have a lot of laughs, but man, tonight was something special. So, chat, you guys, absolutely phenomenal as always. Thank you for coming out. The super chats were off the chart tonight, but we appreciate every single one of you because you guys have been here for a long, long time watching this craziness that we got going on Friday nights on Xbox Ultimate. So, anyways. Pong Soul everywhere. You guys know the drill. Tomorrow morning, get those alarms ready. Play all the Halo you need to tonight. Get it out of your system. Be ready tomorrow morning. My brother from another, Steel Rain, and I are going to wake you up on Living Split Screen, 10 a.m. Eastern, 9 o'clock Central Time, 3 p.m. UK time. Be there. We got a lot to talk about because you know us. We cover the entire industry, not just one console. So be ready because Steel and I got a lot to say, as we always do. Tomorrow night, Shop Podcast, PTK Blam, Fuzzy Belvedere, both were in the chat tonight. Shout out to you, brothers, and Centurion. So be there tomorrow night, 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 o'clock Central Time. Tuesday, Xbox Factor Podcast, Double Barrel Gaming, Mr. Boomstick, Zemi Games, myself, and now we got Archimedes. Archimedes is going to be there, and Mav is like basically a full-time guy now anyways. So be there, 12 p.m. Eastern, 11 o'clock Central Time, Xbox Factor Podcast. Otherwise, get out there, play some games. Golden age of gaming is upon us. Just look at all the stuff that dropped into Game Pass. It's crazy. Anyways, play what you love what you play, and I will talk to you soon.
All right, and Babyface, how's it going? All right.
Oh, was that it?
Yeah, that's
No.
you, obviously. I mean,
That's
I'm a
all I get.
skeleton.
You gotta watch the stream. Hey,
This is
Babyface, where can everybody find you, Babyface?
What the fuck? Three, man. I knew I recognized you. No, I do. I recognize you, man.
Yeah,
Can you sing for us?
You know,
Oh, there you go. That's right.
Come on.
Well done.
some notes there.
Time
Everybody
to
can
have fun.
follow me
Oops.
on Twitter at i3bit. That is my new Twitter handle. I changed it. Other than that, gosh, I want to play Halo, you guys. But other than that, you guys can see some of my animation work. I'll be posting in the next few days. I'll be returning to Boom Show either this Tuesday or next Tuesday, and I will be on Ains cast. That will be
nice.
on Sunday. So
That's awesome.
see
you sure that's
guys
what it's
on
called?
there. No,
Yes.
I hesitated there.
It is
So
big
sorry,
cast.
Ains.
Yes.
Sorry, Ains, if I butchered that. But
Oh,
looking forward to that show. Love seeing you guys in chat. You guys are amazing. Everybody in the panel, you guys already know. Dealer, it's always a pleasure. You guys, Dealer and Mav both left me on NBA 2K22, so I didn't buy that one yet. So I'll have to.
I think I told one of you I was going to buy it for you. I don't remember which one though.
Oh, I already own it, so it's probably
But-
3-bit.
I don't know.
If it was either of you, remind me because I definitely forgot which one.
Well, I'm not done with 2K21. I'm still experiencing.
Look, you're moving forward.
Okay.
When,
I'll
when
take
Mav
I'll
and I
take
invite
I'll
and
take
send
3
the bat
bits,
signal.
dealer. I'll take 3 bits. So you go ahead and send it on over.
3
There
bit.
you go.
3 bit. You might be on the better game. We're not sure yet. And that's the thing. But
Oh, really?
there's some things about 2K22 that are better, right, Mav? I mean, but there's also
Yeah, I like the animations and physics and stuff. Like the actual core gameplay, I think is better. But there's a lot of other kind of stuff that they put in
wanna hear
there
about
that is a
later.
little off at times.
like the fucking dunk meter now.
Yeah.
It's a dunk
Less
meter?
meters and less UI, not
Yeah,
more.
I miss so
morons.
many stupid dunks because I forget about that thing. Right? I'm like, yeah,
Dude,
what a cool
I
animation.
did Derrick Rose's
Boom.
patented layup earlier today. Actually, I was like, "Holy shit, that looked just like it." Like the animations really are improved in a lot of areas, but I mean, I just can't get over that hardwood floor on the team up screen. I'm just done with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm still playing the 21, but thanks everybody for coming. You guys are awesome.
He said, "Fuck everybody, I'm done."
Everybody.
And 3-bit's working on some super crazy stuff right now. You can't talk about. So.
Yes.
Splinter Cell.
No.
Talking about a big Donkey Kong
Don't
Country game,
don't
of
get our
course.
hopes up. So everybody, again, thank you for tuning in. This was super fun. And every Friday, Xbox Ultimate, and you can also listen to this on Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, and more for all you audio listeners. And super appreciate all of you as well. If you're not here live, that's fine. There's lots of ways you can listen. As well as we got Fun Pop Wednesday nights at 7. What time? 6 p.m. Eastern. And also we got a new show.
7
7
p.m.
p.m.
Eastern.
God, he lied about his own show again.
7 p.m. Eastern.
God damn it.
And hey, fellow from outer space, tell everybody where I'm just kidding. All right, 7 p.m. Eastern, Wednesdays is
Oh my
Fun
God.
Pop. And also, we have a new show coming on October the 9th. It's going to feature an awesome panel with Phasma, Gaming Key, and Fuzzy Belvedere as well, who was mentioned in this show. That's coming. I'm super excited about that. It's, FSP, Fun Speculation Podcast. It's going to cover all consoles, all gaming stuff, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So that's October 9th. And hey, everybody, again, thank you. Turtles suck, I guess, but still.
Be
Hey,
speculating on them podcasts,
takes.
boy.
acquisition season. All right, bye, everybody. Let's go. Take it. Have a good one.
Somebody told me you did a podcast.
everybody.
Just tell everybody to fuck off.
Did they say that? What? Maybe.
They said
I
Mav
did.
did a podcast and tell everybody to fuck
Yep.
off because they were mad at him.
Yeah, I pretty much did. Yeah, it was called.
Oh, shit.
Never
Yeah.
stop
I said
speculating.
typical Mav, always telling everyone to fuck off.
Yeah,
I'm sure it was fun.
it was a lot of fun.
That's good. Good show.
Um,
Subscribe.
Heck yeah. Take it easy, guys. Fuck off. Bye.
Later.